What's up? Are we back? What's going on? Happy Handsome Tuesday. Are we live? Yep, we are live. Feeling a little bit better, so that's good. Got a lot of stories today. Take it easy, nice and easy. I actually need to edit on here too, but I'll do that later. We got a lot of stories. Khabib, Connor, Ben Askren, whatever's going on in jiu-jitsu now. Crazy jiu-jitsu world. We got the Rotullo twins. What they selling at right now? They market it now. I guess they seen some big dollars, so that's why they marketing so much. Come on. Let me refresh that thing.
For about an hour with Magna. We'll see how long this guy can do it without. No Magna. I gotta love the Magna solution. We're gonna see how long I can last, how long he can last.
Can't play too much music, play a little bit of music, so they're trying to see who can last longer in the sauna. Look like Cade about to tap out. Ty look good. No, Cade, get back in there, Cade.
Magnesium in it for focus, energy, and recovery. It was really no contest. We're about to do the Magna Sauna Challenge. The past.
Guys, don't do what the Rotullo twins do. You're not built like them. So I guess it's some type of electrolyte and magnesium. You could probably get this from eating some fruit though. But that's what the Rotullos are selling. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. I am not sponsored by these guys or their product, so I'll leave it up to you guys. They over there, they getting some good money. How much sponsorship money did they get? I'm wondering. Let me make sure everything's good. We're good? All right. We got Max Hansen. You guys like Max Hansen. He does a lot of, his Patreon. I think his Patreon is pretty good. He's got a good Patreon, so if you guys want to check him out, he does some really good breakdowns. I believe Joseph Chin has a really good Patreon. I think Jason Rao as well has a good Patreon. So if you guys are looking for that kind of stuff, that kind of information, go check them out. I'm going to refresh that too. We might watch this a couple times.
Guard is the best gi guard and no gi. We can use it to do things like entering the legs, as we see Nicky Ryan do against J-Rod in this clip here. We can use it defensively to stop side-to-side passing, as we see Owen Jones collect a little tricep grip, therefore closing a circle around Gabriel Souza's arm. So all he really has to do is just wait for a little bit of space, and he'll be able to enter the far legs. Okay? So not only can you defend passing, you can use it to enter the legs. And finally, it's just simply the ultimate form of guard retention. So you'll see as Kolabate tends to leg that drag against Johnny Grippo, Johnny just inserts that lasso hook. Now Kolabate is no stranger to the lasso hook, and so he's going to begin to try and circle to north-south. However, with the foot in the pit of the armpit here, it's going to be fairly easy to use this as kind of like a stepping stone to push off of, to just invert and square up with our opponent as they try to pass us, as we see Johnny do to Kolabate here. Again, we don't have to just use it as a tool to retain guard. Not only can you attack the legs, we can see that same inversion motion. Ian Flanagan is going to use it to enter into an upper body attack that is a triangle against Andrew Tackett. So you can enter to the legs, you can enter into the upper body, and you can simply just stop everyone from passing. So if you haven't added the lasso guard to your tool of kits, right, for no-gi, I would highly recommend doing so. And if you want to see a full breakdown on this, you can check out my Patreon, links in my bio. The lasso guard is the best gi guard and no gi. We can use it to do things like entering the legs, as we see Nicky Ryan do against J-Rod in this clip here. We can use it defensively to stop side-to-side passing, as we see Owen Jones collect a little tricep grip, therefore closing a circle around Gabriel Souza's arm. So all he really has to do is just wait for a little bit of space, and he'll be able to enter the far legs. Okay? So not only can you defend passing, you can use it to enter the legs. And finally, it's just simply the ultimate form of guard retention. So you'll see as Cole Abate tends to leg that drag against Johnny Grippo, Johnny just inserts that lasso.
So that's really good. Max says the lasso guard was never out of style. You just forgot how to use it. In my opinion, without gi grips to truly pin in or anchor to someone from top position, the lasso guard can make no gi guards almost impossible to pass. Couple that with the ability to invert, and you'll find yourself on the offensive against many opponents' guard passes. My issue with the lasso is that it's been well researched how to beat the lasso. Not for the no gi folks, but for the gi folks. So I feel very comfortable in a lasso. You put a lasso on me, I feel very, very comfortable. Maybe some of the leg entries I probably would not expect, but in the gi we stay in the lasso. We stay in that deep lasso, Margale sweep. We stay in the regular shallow lasso. I feel comfortable in those situations, and also some of that outside passing works really well with that lasso. A lot of innovation coming from the gi over to no gi. So I think once the gi people figured out the leg lock defense, that was a wrap. Yesterday we were trying to figure out who had a really good guard, a no gi guard, from just pure no gi. I think we named maybe 5 people, and some of them trained in the gi too. I gave about 5 or 6 people. Guys like Craig and Gordon who trained in the gi early on. I think we said Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo trained in the gi. Eddie Cummings for sure, and some other people. But I think as far as great guards, it's coming from the gi to no gi. Those like the best guard players: Hoffa Mendez, Cobrinha, Meow Bros. I mean, I could name nothing but a ton of gi people, great guards. Fabricio Verdun. Man, I can name big guys, small guys. Braulio Estima, Victor Estima, Jacare, not Jacare. He had an okay guard, but Hodger. So yeah, that lasso's coming through.
Hello. Hello, Blue Bell here, and I just want to be honest.
I always tell you guys to enjoy. I always tell you guys to enjoy being a white belt, because it only gets harder. And when you're when you're white belt, there's no pressure on you to do well. Yeah, you can just enjoy yourself. It's fun. Azram says, "Can I please go back?" Too late, bro. You took the red pill. Can't go back. So whenever I see instructors giving that blue belt a little too quick, I feel like they're doing a disservice. And everybody helps you when you're a white belt. When you get that blue belt, they're like, all right, screw this dude. And all your white belt friends turn on you. And all the higher belts take the kid gloves off. So it's a rough belt. There's just excuse me, there's just a little bit more pressure. When you get that blue belt, you don't want to lose like you used to. You want to represent the school. When you're a white belt, nobody cares. You beat up a white belt. But when you got a blue belt on, you start representing your school. You got Arma Jiu-Jitsu again. What's going on, Arma? Hey, Fionn. How you doing, lady? What's playing? So the purple ain't gonna go easy on you. Nobody going easy on you no more. You the cannon fodder for the gym. When you get that blue belt, people over there testing their moves on you, crushing your soul. Yeah, blue belt, one of the hardest belts.
That first class you taught
It's
here?
the first class in the gym ever.
What was that like for you?
Really cool, just amazing. Like kind of emotional, trying to like calm myself down, but just really cool just to see. Because like you've seen the guys and how much work they've been putting into this for months and months. Seeing the construction, seeing it when it was like a full building site to now, it's pretty incredible. That people want to invest so much into jiu-jitsu is pretty crazy. So the more people who are interested, the more people who want to put effort and money into the sport is amazing, actually. So yeah, like the guys have done such an amazing job building this facility, and getting to teach here is pretty cool. They're pretty unreal, yeah.
Shout out to Fionn. For all my people in the UK, go check her out. And in London. Yeah, seems pretty cool. I think the uniform seems to be white and black, which is cool. I don't see any blue gis over there, but I think she's the only female head instructor I can think of. Like, not co-instructor, I'm saying like head instructor. And they also got some really good coaches over there. Some other coaches that are really good. Kill Bill Dojo. Yep, that's Fionn when she dyed that hair blonde. I'm not sure what color her hair is gonna stay.
Yeah, really good. I really enjoyed teaching it. Yeah. It's been amazing. Amazing facility, amazing people, good energy. Looking forward to being here every day.
How's your first class been?
They said they ain't gonna have no riffraff at their gym. I probably couldn't afford their gym. I mean, their facilities are really good. Got another school opening up. Okay, awesome. Their facilities are really good. I mean, if they can't charge $280, then nobody can, because they got really nice decor, the mats, the training area, cold plunge, sauna. That's what you guys love, and good instruction. So, you know, at least I hope the instructors are getting paid. Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody, you know. How much is a Hadra Gracie's over there? Yeah, it's crazy. You guys getting that American pricing. They fleecing you guys over there. Says you are rich though. Let's see, dog. You're right. I think Fionn is the only female head instructor. There's some female co-head instructors. There's the girl in Chicago. Can't remember her name. There's A-Rod. I think she's a head instructor at her females only program. I mean, there's like some co-head instructors like Angelica Gaval. What's the old school girl that's in Arizona or somewhere like Nevada or somewhere? There's a couple. There's some girls down in Miami. There's a couple girls, but I think Fionn's probably the most recent one we can think of. I can't think of any other recent girls. Chi-Town stand up, yeah. Fionn, I'm moving to the UK. Might train with you. Yeah, go. Get that 280 ready, bro. Yeah, she got some crazy names for her techniques, but you know, she's really good. Yeah, check it out if you can. I definitely want to stop in when I go through UK.
So the reason I train jiu-jitsu is because if you're a small woman like me, you're going to want to defend yourself against a stronger opponent.
I train jiu-jitsu because I'm tired of Steve f***ing with me every day at the office.
I train jiu-jitsu so I could just survive in life. So if you're thinking about surviving in life, come train.
So the reason I train jiu-jitsu is because if you're a small...
I'm worried about that last guy. Where's this gym at? I think it's in Maryland somewhere. No? Where are you? Who is Steve? That last guy, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Steve at his office. It's probably his manager or boss or something. Where's this gym at? I have no idea where the gym is. Oh, Texas. I know it's one of those all white gyms. No. I train jiu-jitsu so Alec will be proud of me. Yep. Just try, man. Just try. What you guys remember today is Handsome Tuesday. Which reminds me, let's bring up the original. What's my man say? Oh, you guys didn't know Handsome Tuesday was a real thing? Handsome Tuesday. Handsome Tuesday. What's that kid's name that created Handsome Tuesday? I forgot already. You guys know I sound rough. No, Nick Sirianni. Yeah, I forgot his name for some reason. Just so you know, I didn't create Handsome. Sorry, I didn't create Handsome Tuesday.
Handsome Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. All the love everywhere, all at once. You got it. Handsome.
If you guys don't know Nick Sirianni, he's a really good wrestler. I believe he won NCAAs a couple times. Yeah, he was really good. Handsome Tuesday to me means whatever you look like, hair combed, hair brushed, teeth brushed, deodorant applied. It's all good. Handsome Tuesday. We all handsome to somebody. At least to our grandmothers, we handsome too. Now, to these girls, I don't know. You might be putting them girls off, but at least grandma think you handsome, and that's all that matters. We got Jiu-Jitsu Con kids. They're gonna have 1,000 kids registered. That's for the no gi portion. I'm not sure how many for the gi portion. Derek Tuesdays. Nah, we good, bro. Nah. He not allowed on Handsome Tuesday. Says history in the making. More than 1,000 kids have already registered for the Jiu-Jitsu Con Kids No Gi. Someone sending me a message. Making it the biggest no gi event, biggest kids no gi event in history. More than ADCC Nationals, I think. This is the first year the tournament is on the Jiu-Jitsu Con calendar, and it's already smashed the previous records. Helped by the Kids Pans No Gi and American Nationals No Gi. IBJF making some money. The growth of kids jiu-jitsu is truly inspiring, and we can't wait to watch these young athletes show off their skills on the mats. So as far as I know, I think the kids pay the same price as the adults. So, over $100, $135, $160 for them to compete. So IBJF making money, but IBJF, we need some of the athletes need some of that money. You're gonna have to pry that money out of IBJJF's cold hands. Next post says Olympic champion Kenny Monday enters year 3 as Morgan State head coach. So Kenny Monday, Olympic gold medalist. He got his own shoe with Rudis. They sold out though. Let's see if they got his shoes because I really wanted a pair of the Kenny Mondays, but I think they sold out on Rudis. I'm still looking for a new pair of shoes, so let's see what Rudis got. Move myself over again. Ooh, they got the new pink. They need to bring the white ones in. Where are the white shoes at? These aren't wrestling shoes. These are athletic shoes. Where are the regular? They still don't got the regular white. I got this one. I might just need to buy these. I really just want the off-white though. Bring the off-white ones back. Anyway, let's look at the Kenny Mondays. I'll look for it. Rudis got some good stuff. Can be a little pricey though. Come on, man. Kenny Monday. There we go. They got some cool gear. Where are the shoes at, though? Those are the shoes I'm waiting for. The white shoes. I'm waiting for the white shoes to come back. You don't have any more Mondays? They just got this red pair. Where's the other pair? Oh, it's out of sale. I like the white ones. These are okay too. Kind of look like a throwback. Asics are good too. I don't know what Asics got out. I got the JB Asics. Let's see what they got. Nike. Nike don't really care about wrestling anymore. Yeah, I don't really care for the Asics, to be honest. These matte blazers. Oh, that's women's. Those are pretty nice. Matte Flex. I mean, if you're on a budget, you better get them Asics. Nothing's really. I kind of like whiter shoes. That's kind of me. Price wise, you can't really beat those Asics though. That's pretty good pricing. Snap downs are I like these grade school ones. Can't wear them though for kids. Split Elite, no. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Asics, man. I'm sorry. Now, if you see somebody wearing these, the Mac Control, any of these the black and white ones, you better watch out. They're gonna take you down. You see someone wearing those old school Asics, they're gonna get you. I like these matte flexes though. Let me look at them real fast. They only got size 15. That's why it's on sale. What's Nike got? Let's see what Nike got real fast. Sorry, guys. We're checking out everybody's wrestling shoes. My homeboy, shout out to Xavier. He loved Nike. Now, I ain't really feeling Nike. Nah, I'm good. I ain't really feeling Nike. I like Rudis better. These are kind of pretty cool. Look, they ain't got no gear. They ain't got nothing over here, man. But if you go to Rudis, not sponsored by Rudis, guys. Just can't even spell it. You got the KS. We're not really supporting Kyle Snyder. That doesn't represent Kyle Snyder. Got the Rocky. Got the JBs. JB Ultra. I don't know about that one though. That's too thin. Them things gonna fall apart on you. Alpha. the Reds, JB Fires. Oh, those are actually pretty cool. The Stealth, white and black. Yeah, I think Rudis, as far as variation, is probably the step in the right direction. Whatever you guys want to wear. If you guys wrestle, if you guys ain't wrestling, you don't need the shoes, though. And look at Muhammad Ali over here. He's really been into cycling, so I think, as far as cardio, it's really good exercise, good for your legs, good for your lungs. And it's fun to get out there. I really do like biking. I like road biking. I like mountain biking too. I think mountain biking's probably. He's in Virginia, so they got better bike lanes. Look how big that bike lane is. You come to Georgia or some other places, even New Jersey, you ain't got no bike lane. He all up in the street though, so I'm not sure where he's in. He in Virginia. He in Virginia. He not in DC. Got 4 submissions from BJJ Stars, so check him out.
Traz algo a mais, principalmente o Atão Moeno. Tem que ligar o senso de urgência.
Exatamente, né? Agora ele vai ter que brigar pela sua queda aí. E eu acho que o Pedro também, ele percebeu, né, qual que é a estratégia do Atão.
Chegou na posição dele. Chegou na posição dele.
Vai
pegar, pegou. Eu falei. É a posição dele.
Sensacional, Pedro Marinho. Desde a primeira luta, Vitor Dória veio dizendo sobre...
Para as costas ali quando ela conectou a americana, mas não, ela vai pro braço. Ela perdeu um braço, ela falou, não, agora eu vou pegar o braço. O árbitro tá em cima, já está bem esticado, a Duda não quer bater.
Guerreira demais a Duda, muito resiliente. Já se salvou do primeiro armlock no início da luta e agora vai resistindo bravamente. Vai bater. É que as meninas são bem flexíveis, já bateu. Olha...
Então não tá mais na mão dos árbitros essa luta.
Perfeito. Muito bem lembrado pelo Baby. Especialista em arbitragem. Tem essa peculiaridade, a regra do BJJ Stars. Quem pontua por último pode ser uma vantagem. É o vencedor da luta, quando o placar fica empatado.
Pichilinga quase passado ali. O Luiz Marques perdeu a pegada da lapela. O Pichilinga vai atacar o pescoço dali, ó. Vai atacar as costas do pescoço dali, ó. Já foi pro pescoço, já embrulhou, ó. Meteu a mão na gola, tá rodando.
Bom momento ali dos...
Ó, olha que loucura o Pichilinga, bicho. Olha, o Luiz Marques saiu bem.
Nossa,
saiu bem.
Conseguiu, o Sérgio acabou
Masters guy's tough, man. Masters guy's tough.
O Luiz Marques conseguiu sair. Nossa, que scramble, hein, baby?
Lutaço.
Isso é luta de Master, Vitor?
Rapaz, só se for Master 1, porque não é possível, cara. Os caras estão muito na vitalidade.
Não, almost.
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Olha que loucura de luta, cara.
Já tá com a mão direita lá na lapela, hein? Tem que ficar muito esperto ali, o Luiz Marques.
Já tá no pescoço.
It's around his neck already.
Tá dando pressão ali, hein? Bateu.
Uau!
Ele tinha perdido a pegada, que foi o que possibilitou o Luiz Marques sair daquela posição ingrata do American Nationals No Gi 2020 e 2021 e foi terceiro lugar no Who's Number One em 2021. Opa!
Ali tá agora a iniciativa foi toda do Eli, tá? Vamos lá, vamos pensar em ADCC, a iniciativa do Eli. Então, por enquanto, quem se também nessa aí, se não for finalizado, que para a gente vai ser, tá muito forte o negócio ali, ó, e o gancho tá quase entrando ali. Ele tá apertando mesmo, hein? O negócio vai ficar ruim ali pro Eli, ó. Vai entrar o Mataleão, aí vai cara, vai tudo, já foi.
Bateu. Realmente havia muita pressão. Quem tá em casa pode... mas tava defendido, tava com o queixo no peito, nada disso.
That was a good event. I think I just had too much going on to watch it. Greg Jones, what you got to say?
Our next athlete did something none of his countrymen have ever done before him. He went into a tournament as the lowest ranked seed. He had no business, a little bit of business being there, but he overthrew the #1 seed in that event, and he did it in a truly unique fashion that, again, no countryman of his has ever done before, and that is with a heel hook. Of course, I'm talking about Lucas Cannard out of Sydney Wrestling Academy back home. He went into our last tournament. He took home the $50,000 submission of the night bonus by beating the #1 seed, Victor Hugo. as a very undersized Australian man. And he'll be representing Team Australasia, Lachlan Giles, minus 99 kilos. You're welcome for that $50,000 US currency, because I know that's a lot in didgeridoo. Our next athlete did something none of his countrymen have ever done.
So if you guys remember Lucas Kennard, he's the one that beat Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo not good in no-gi. He's kind of reminds me of Buchecha and Rodolfo. Some people just, they don't translate, their skills don't translate over to no-gi that well. But then you get someone like JT Torres, who was really good in the gi, but just never won that Worlds. But once he went over to no-gi, it kind of clicked a lot better. I'm hoping, well, we got to donate money. That's the only way CJI is going to exist. It's going to survive is if we donate money, support the show. So I'm telling you guys, you got to, if you're not in Vegas, you can't go to the show live. You got to donate some money on the stream, okay? So don't be stingy. You guys got me donating more money. How am I donating more money than you guys? What Craig Jones got to say?
Walk out, and they're going to have the rest of their team backstage, and it'll be sort of like Royal Rumble, so the other team won't know which guys they're going to face, right? So say Danaher sends out like Giancarlo, and say Nicky Ryan's on the other side, and he sends out Ethan Krellenstein, and by some miracle, Ethan wins.
You don't support your boy.
We're gonna do let's say Giancarlo loses. John's gonna pick up a phone and call in who's coming out next. And it'll be like Royal Rumble reveal. So probably 90 seconds replays and then like a 10-second timer. It'd be good to actually see the coaches have to do this. You know, like the coach is going to have to be like, oh, who's gonna beat you? We'll have the coaches walk out and they're going to...
Okay, we got some gamification of the show. So the coach gonna have to guys, say a prayer for Greg Solders. How he gonna win? He gonna throw out Corbry. Corbry gonna get bumped quick. That's what you guys want to see. How is Team America's gonna do well? Team Europe, they go like, well, we don't have nobody to really. Team America's and Team Europe, they don't got the firepower. Sorry. But that's kind of cool. The coaches out there, we're gonna see who's a good coach. I wish the Mendez brothers were out there. Guy Mendez should have been out there. But they don't have foresight, though. You know, if Guy Mendez was smart, he would have fielded a team. And he could have had nothing but killers. He could have brought Hoffa Mendez back. He could have brought a lot of people back. Well, they had Pato. They gave Pato to Atos. You know, they don't have foresight. That's what I'm seeing in jiu-jitsu. I'm seeing a very, very big lack of foresight and planning and reading. But it'll be cool to see the coaches working. You're going to see who's a good coach. Oh, Danaher messed up. He put the wrong dude up. No, not Guy Mendez. We want to see Hoffa Mendez. That's who we want to see. So it'll be great to see how the coaches do. We got Coach Cal.
That's why I was. So it's his fault. Of course.
Cannot play that song on social media. So that's Training Labs. If you guys know Training Labs, that's where all the Olympians go and the MMA fighters go to push their cardio. And he pushed them hard, bro. He pushed them. Got them going uphill. What's up? What's up, Ellen? They be out in the street working out too. Yeah, these guys are crazy. Whoop. Need a little bit of Neosporin. A little bit of Matt Byrne. There we go. He had them working out outside on the hill. It works, though. DC says, if you pay attention, I'll get you there. there are lessons in training, but if you can pay attention, your coach can guide you in so many ways. So listen to your coach. You guys don't want to listen to nobody. DC said listen to him. Biggest kids no-gi event in history. We said that. 1,000 kids. That's awesome. That's awesome. At Jiu-Jitsu Con. We got Kyle Dake versus versus Hamidi. He's replacing Aiden Sinclair. Kyle about to crush this kid. Look at this kid, babyface kid. I don't know Hamidi too well, but come on, it's Kyle Dake. Someone said Hamidi by Tech. No way. This match got more interesting for the fans. So this is the same time as CJI. So we'll see. What's Kennedy talking about? It's come from a place of love, though. That's my coaching style.
Her butt off.
Yes. Beautiful job. Do it again.
It was like nothing I've ever seen.
Impressive.
She smiles.
Rock and roll.
She prays to God.
By the way you train speaks volumes.
And she goes to work.
Train yourself to believe it works.
Bantam State, Midget State, State, Nationals. I had a lot of accomplishments, but it was up and down. It was never just like linear.
That's true.
Don't give me this.
Being in a male-dominant sport,
Don't give me that.
when I was younger,
That's what you get.
people would sometimes make fun of me.
When you act a fool.
There were barely any girl wrestlers. All the way up to high school, I only compete against guys.
Better watch your back. It's gonna get personal.
My dad really put his foot down and said, like, you know what, girls, like, there's no excuses. You guys are in this sport. We're not gonna be sorry for losing against guys because they're stronger, faster, whatever. We need to get better. Like, after 2-hour practice, he would drive us home, and then we would be in the basement wrestling another 2 hours. There's times where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so low, and I wanna just stop, but I know I have to keep going because, you know, it'll be worth it.
That was tough on them. I knew how good they could be because I saw the work ethic. We could have turned them off to the sport, but their mind was just so set on winning.
You dreamt of the 2024 Olympic Games since you were 7, and it's here. It's like, wake up, Kennedy, like, pinch yourself, like, it's go time.
She came in and she worked her butt.
So Kennedy's really good. She should have won the Olympics. She got silver, but I forget what happened, but it was hers to lose basically. But yeah, she should have won that, to be honest. She was like throwing girls on their heads and everything. Next post says CGI 2 vlogs. I haven't seen any vlogs. Have you guys seen anything? I don't. It's hard for me to watch too much content because I try to create more content, and then I got to do my study, and then training. I'd be busy too. Says needless to say, I'm a massive fan of CGI content and all that he is doing for the sport. Coming from a filmmaking background myself, I'm finding the new vlogs a bit underwhelming and amateur in terms of cinematography and editing. I see a big difference between the road to CGI 1 and the vlogs that are being released now. So they're just spread out too thin. You know, they got to get ready for the show, promote the show, you know, put out fires, make sure they got the backing. Compared to UFC, they don't do anything. So they're doing good for CGI. Says, not to take anything away, it must be very challenging to work in such a chaotic environment and always being on the move. Hats off to her. Who's that? I don't know who that is. We're going to look for her later, though. All this to say, I really enjoyed Rohit's work. Is that the guy that follows Craig around? Says, my work involves creative direction, photography, and videography. And I think Abracadabra's work is superior to Rohit's work from a technical standpoint. She doesn't seem to mess up the audio the way Rohit did, for example, and from a creative standpoint. It's much more creative than what Rohit would do. He gave me the vibe of dude who just picked up a DSLR and was learning on the fly how to use it. And more in line with what is current in terms of design and visual language, though most of the tropes she uses have been overdone already in travel, color grading, transitions, future retro vibe animations, etc. And what filmmakers do in their vlog, it's still well executed and not all that common in the MMA/BJJ space. She's like that fancy burger at your hype restaurant, not quite 3-star Michelin, but well researched and executed. When raw hit is the burger put together by a teenager who had to make food in his kitchen for the first time, but then maybe it's just a matter of taste. Who are these people? Are they on Instagram or something? I think the one dude's the guy that does. Let's skip Mika. We already know he's on the Danaher's team. I don't know if I can find it. I'm looking for it. As I said, I'm roasting you guys. I love you guys. Even when you piss me off. She does. Oh, she does the vlogs. Oh, she's the one that films the stuff. Craig's not doing that by himself. Craig is out here. He's out here doing it. Oh, they're out here traveling. They out here traveling. What kind of camera they got? Sony? Ooh, I do love Sony. Can't see him trying to zoom in. You can't zoom in anymore. Sony Cinema Cam. Ooh, I want one. You know, I gotta watch and see what they doing. Can I close on the thing? Darn it. All right, so that's her. Okay. And I think the other dude's the guy that does the YouTube channel. Oh, so she probably does a lot of photography. She does all the photography and stuff. All right. All right, I'm jumping all over the place. I just want to see who it was. We got Alex on here. What up, Alex?
Going to go over what we learned today, which is a leg drag to a knee bar and a leg drag to inside heel hook with Coach Jesse.
Creating that angle, building that shelf. Weight goes to the inside so that we can rotate in. As you rotate for that knee bar, you sink your hips in nice and low. So when you finish that rotation, everything is nice and tight. And get the finish.
Inside heel hook.
Same entry. Weight goes in the middle so you can step. As you go to step, you're already fishing for that heel, ending on that same side, onto the shoulder.
Going to go over what we learned today, which is a leg drag to a knee bar and a leg drag to inside heel hook with Coach Jesse.
Creating that angle.
Says day by day he's getting stronger. Shout out to our man Ben Askren. He's going the distance. Can't play that song. Can't play that song. Look at Ben Askren. He doesn't have to use the walker anymore. He's walking with a little bit of assistance. So that's amazing. Let's watch that one more time. Yeah, that's amazing. He just needed to take it slow. I think he was pushing a little too hard, but I never been in that situation before. Let's see. It says flyweight title run incoming. I don't think so. It says I think his athletic past does him a favor. To get back in shape is easier and faster due to muscle memory than to get in shape for the first time. Can't imagine how disturbing it must be for him to look into the mirror. I had ACL meniscus surgery done, and the way my leg atrophied compared to the right during recovery, it's just weird. You go your whole life with a certain level of mass, and then in 6 weeks it's done. It's gone. A real fighter, insane journey. Average UFC weight cut experience, no. So it says, I better go fight him now. He's a couple weeks away from beating me. Sick choice. Does he look worse than when he first? No, he looks good. He's walking. Yeah. That's awesome. Good to see Ben Askren walking. You know, we've been covering this since the beginning, basically. We got Mr. Owen Jones.
So you guys can find the sign up link in the Apex ATL bio. So if you head over to the Instagram, Apex ATL, and you go down, there's going to be a link in the bio. It's going to take you to the sign up page.
I won't play that music. So he's opened a gym in Atlanta. You know, he's from the UK. I'm not sure what they're doing down here. As far as I know, he's never really at the gym, maybe for a couple days, then back on the road. For sure, he's not going to be here very long because he's got to do his camp for CJI. So he probably should be doing that right now. Why is he wasting his time? He got 2 weeks to get ready for this tournament. Why is he over here in Atlanta messing around? Yeah, maybe he's injured or something. I don't know. They got a good deal on memberships, $150 a month for founders rate, and it's going to end on August 31st. So it's going to be no-gi classes, open mats, and access to our full schedule. My issue is that there's a lot of schools in that area nearby that have been established for years. They do have the no-gi thing going for them. But most gyms in Atlanta aren't just solely no-gi outside of 10th Planet. So I'm wondering how that's going to do. And we got a lot of really good people here in the state too already. So I'm just wondering how many people, maybe some smaller no-gi guys will drop in for his gym. But what's the point of going there if he's not there? I just wonder, because you can't just, his name alone is not enough. Because in Atlanta we have like Leo Noguera, you have Roberto Travin, you have Ryan Aiken, you have Alex Enriquez, you have Bruno Frazato. You can throw me in there too. You have people that have been well established. You know, I don't know. I'm wondering how they're gonna do it with just just one person. Like, look at Kingsway. You got Gordon Ryan there. They got nothing but white belts in their school. So I'm wondering who's gonna maybe drop in, or who's gonna switch teams, or if they will switch teams. Especially when he's not there. He got to be at CGI next week. How many weeks until CGI? 1 week, 2 weeks. He got 2 weeks, so he's not even going to be there. Josiah says, does Bryce Mitchell have a shot? I never really followed Bryce Mitchell outside of the crazy talks he's given. But usually MMA dude ain't going to win the grappling event. Not saying it's impossible, but it's probably not going to happen. Says Khabib or 2 weeks, bro. It's August 12th. Right? 2 weeks. 1 week's. You got 1 weekend, 2 weekends, and then the third weekend. Yeah, 2 weeks, bro. I think something like 2 weeks. Yes, the last week of August. That's what I'm saying. You should be doing your camp before you got to be doing your camp now. That's what I'm trying to figure out, why he's in Atlanta, because he need to be at B team or somewhere, right? Oh, but maybe, I have no idea. I don't know how it works with these people. We'll see what he does. So Khabib urges Conor McGregor to turn his life around. So that's the thumbnail for the video. I think that's a lost cause, but Khabib's trying. It says Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor's rivalry has been one of the most heated in UFC history, but despite their contentious past, the retired lightweight champion believes his former opponent still has a chance to redeem himself. Speaking at the Muslim religion gathering at the Tilly Center in New York, Khabib was asked about McGregor and his recent controversies. He'd been controversial this whole time. Rather than focus on their feud, Khabib framed the Irishman's troubles as a form of consequence, but also as an opportunity for change. This is punishment, and McGregor keeps doing this. Everything that happened with these old people, women, this, alcohol, this, drugs, everything, this is punishment. But the most beautiful part of this, Allah always gives for us. It doesn't matter everybody, a chance to come back. Always in this world, a chance to come back. McGregor's legal troubles have continued to mount in recent years. In 2019, he was charged with assault for punching an elderly man in a Dublin pub. He was recently found liable for SA in a civil suit stemming from a 2018 incident in Dublin, a verdict he did not appeal, and is currently facing another civil suit over an alleged 2023 SA in Miami. Outside of the courtroom, he was embroiled in social media controversy in July when rapper Azalea Banks leaked alleged photos of him. Khabib says the responsibility now lies with McGregor to set a better example for his massive fan base. Usually these guys just kind of spin out of control, you know. I think he has a chance, and he has a chance, and he has to change the way he's living. Why am I talking about this? If he's going to change, he can change. With him, so many lives. And that's why I wish him to change himself.
I don't want to mention his name. This is punishment. This is punishment, and he keep doing this, keep doing this. Everything what happened with these old people, women, this, alcohol, this, drugs, everything. This is punishment. It's beginning already. And but you know, it's what's most beautiful part of this. Allah always give for us. Doesn't matter anybody, everybody, to chance come back. Always, we have always in this world chance to come back, you know, and this is most beautiful things. Doesn't matter how you pay, Allah gonna give you chance always to come back. I think we have chance and we have to change the way how we live. Why I'm talking about this? Because
pretty
so
gracious thing to say.
Know me, know him, and if he gonna change, he can change with him so many other lives too. And it's why I wish him to change himself. If he's not gonna change, he will be punishment all his life. I talk about next time. I want to apologize.
He's right.
I know your father was.
Awesome. Look at Khabib, man. Khabib's a class act, bro. They don't have too many more Khabibs. Hopefully McGregor will listen, but I don't think so. You know, none of these people listen, bro. They just crash out. Gordon Ryan reveals exclusive price tag for private lessons. Where's Jason Whitfield at? He won a private lesson with Gordo. Says it's good to be king. Derek Moneyberg says too inexpensive for the depth of knowledge and quality of instruction that Gordon shares. I'm tired of Moneyberg, bro. I wish he would go away. just go away, scam some other people. Go scam the judo people. He can't get the wrestlers because the wrestlers, if you guys know the Foxcatcher, they already caught him. They already dealt with their Moneyberg. We got our Moneyberg now. Someone says, I'm definitely doing privates with Moneyberg. I'm only doing privates with Moneyberg. I just messaged him to do a seminar at my academy with open rounds in the end, and he has to roll. He's not gonna do that seminar. Bet his schedule is full too. First lesson, TRT blood work. Oh no. Good for him. Mendez brothers charge a lot because they don't want to do it. Yeah, once people start charging $500 an hour, they don't want to do the private lessons. I knew people charging this more than 10 years ago and having to still say no to privates. Forget it. That's unbelievably cheap. Try and get a golf lesson off Tiger Woods for that. The market dictates the price, not the consumer or the seller. If people are not lining up to buy it, then it is not worth it. If you do not have the time to serve the customers, it's too cheap. Seems pretty low. Try getting a private from Jordan or Tiger Woods or anyone else currently or formerly the best in their field. So $1,000 to $1,200 per hour for a group of 4. What is that? $250 for 4 to $300. But it is per person a total. Hence $250 to $300 per person. Oh, they did it for us, which is incredibly low. $1,000 for an hour is low. Okay. Most professions don't make $1,000 in 1 hour. Will that guarantee? Will that guarantee no bathroom breaks from him? 1 hour is probably worth 6 weeks of training in normal school. No way. Nobody is forced to take privates. A price is as fair as someone is willing to pay. If he's got a full schedule, that should charge more. He should charge more. Ryan explained that he currently charges between $1,000 and $1,200 for a 1 hour private. So is that what Moneyberg was paying? Craig got offered $2,500. So Gordon might have been underselling himself. For a 1 hour private session with a group of up to 4 people, adding that the rate could rise if demand increases. I'd pay $1,000 just for the novelty aspect, but doing these regularly for anyone would be a huge financial stretch. It's absolutely a fair price if people pay it. Why would he charge less if he only does it 5 days a week for 1 hour a day and he's booked up? More power to him. Better come with the best seat in the room. Totally reasonable price and allows for group sessions to offset costs. Also, since he's booked up all day with classes, it reflects the scarcity of his schedule. Pretty basic economics. Why does anyone care? If you can't afford it, it doesn't even look at it. I don't know what that meant. Let's see. I don't want to say that one. So $1,000 to $1,200 for up to 4, which puts it at, we already said that. $250 to $300 per person. Most privates with high caliber people are $100 to $250 an hour. So his rate really isn't a lot for who he is if it is planned right. Just like any private, make sure you have all the questions you need answered and have a focus going into it to get your money's worth. Too inexpensive. Well, Moneyberg said it was too inexpensive. Moneyberg says, I bet Moneyberg paid way more. Says, imagine paying for a belt you can only wear at home. Oh, that is a shame. He's arguably the best to ever do it, and if people pay, it's what's the problem? Waste of money, free market economics. Only people with a pretty significant income can pay that much. As far as fair of people will pay, then I guess it's market value. No different than a celebrity hairstylist charging $2,000 for a haircut, or a musician getting $500,000 plus to play a private party. Someone says he has a resume. Seems fair to me, considering he's offering the same rate as a semi-private rate as opposed to per person. There's a lot of value in having direct lessons from him. Just look at how he's teaching his kids' classes. I don't know. You guys want to pay Jason Whitfield? You going to pay that $1,000? Jason says, I've already got set up for 10 privates in a row with Gordon. He's my dad, so I got a discount. What's 10 times 1,000? $10,000? No way. Yeah, 10 times 1,000 is $10,000, right? believe so. My math is off. No, it's right. 10,000. Okay. That's good, man. Jason Whitfield going to support Gordo. Make sure you support Craig too, though, man. So this lady gets heated because all the cars at Fargo, the wrestling tournament, were rented out due to the national tournament. So she got upset. Listen, you go to Fargo, North Dakota. I think that's North Dakota. You know everybody care about wrestling out there.
Today at 1:30.
Yeah, we don't have anything until Monday afternoon.
No, today at 1:30.
I'm saying
I will be back at 1:30.
We won't have the car on 1:30.
Yes, there will be.
We will not have a car
yes,
on 1:30.
There will be.
Wrestling popular in these other states: North Dakota, Minnesota, not Kentucky, Nebraska, Oklahoma. People love wrestling. Pennsylvania. So don't underestimate people. It might not be popular in the South or, these other conferences, but everywhere else, wrestling pretty popular. We got my man, Gregory Ryan. If you guys know him, he's the guy behind BJJ Fanatics, the podcast. So he says, being forced away from jiu-jitsu for a little while, has made me find new ways. has made me find new ways to fill my time. For about 25 years, I've been learning guitar. I didn't do any formal classes. I would just try to learn specific songs via YouTube. Jiu-jitsu has taught me that in order to learn anything properly, you must start with the fundamentals. So I've started to take classes from a proper teacher, focusing on structure and chords and transitions. He's even helped me properly hold the guitar and sit with correct posture when playing. Pretty soon we will start learning scales and other things like that as well. I'm going to play the video while we're waiting here. I'm determined to finally learn how to actually play guitar. I want to master the instrument. For anyone out there that is injured or forced away from the mats for a while, I encourage you to take the opportunity to pick up a secondary hobby. You guys don't have no more hobbies? I got a ton of hobbies. Live streaming is one of my hobbies. Pick something that you've always thought was cool and be a white belt at it. That's me. When you're eventually able to come back to the mats, you'll have a secondary pursuit and an expanded perspective. Yeah, you guys don't have hobbies? I got friends with too many hobbies. I got friends with so many hobbies, they don't even train jiu-jitsu like they need to. You guys need to have some hobbies out here. We got Alex again. She's talking to Daddy Danaher.
Rapid pace, but is there any part of you that misses the underground jiu-jitsu feeling?
Jiu-jitsu did have a kind of weird charm when it was unknown to most of the world, when it was kind of seen as this, 1990s, like, what are you doing? You're rolling around the ground. And you felt like you were a member of like a private club where you knew what was happening, but no one else did. But we have to be realistic too. Like the level of jiu-jitsu back then was not even close to what it is today. The skill of the practitioners has improved massively just because you have so many more people doing it. Just starting to emerge now financial compensation for the athletes where they can actually make a living doing jiu-jitsu. In the 1990s, it was kind of an underground sport where you did it while you worked other jobs. Like I worked as a bouncer and taught at university, and that's how I managed to pay for jiu-jitsu lessons and things like this. Whereas now you can even local competitions pay money now for athletes to win, and you get events like CJI, a pretty impressive payout. It's realistic to think that in the future, as things continue going in this direction, athletes of tomorrow could really make a real living out of the sport. And I think as a result, you'll see both the numbers of people involved and the quality of the top athletes improve dramatically.
It's growing at such a rapid pace.
Oh my God, my back is killing me. My chair, I gotta get a better chair. Danaher's right. Even when I started, jiu-jitsu wasn't a full-time thing unless you owned a school. And usually you had to be really good back in those days. You had to win that world championship or something if you wanted a school. But now you have we didn't have any professional divisions. I mean, we had ADCC, maybe a Naga, but they probably weren't getting paid for most of that stuff. Grappler's Quest. But yeah, it was just something you did as a hobby. You better go to school or go to your trade school or whatever. But it wasn't even a possibility to become a professional grappler. It wasn't a thing. So most of my friends, we all went to school, and some of these guys are doctors and PTs now. But yeah, we were just enjoying ourselves. Nowadays, people killing themselves for $500, $1,000 on a PGF. But that wasn't even we didn't have the opportunity for anything like that. So. Whew. I'm dying over here. Knock on wood for me, guys. But now, got people full time traveling the world, teaching seminars, competing. Josiah says writing, piano, art, etc. are my hobbies. Awesome, bro. Jason says Gordon should not be teaching kids. I wanted to watch the video of him running the kids class. Good God, you can't run a standard kids class like a pro comp class for adults. I felt bad for the kids. Is that on YouTube? I mean, you guys love Gordon. You guys accept whatever Gordon does, and Gordon's got limitations. I don't know if you would want your kid around Gordon. Should Gordon be allowed around your kid? Alex says, can jiu-jitsu reach the professional pay and mainstream entertainment level of other sports? Not with the UFC. While keeping the underground charm that makes it so special, John Danaher reflects on the 90s, acknowledges today's unprecedented technical level, and predicts it will only rise as the financial opportunities in the sport grow. My only thing is people are going to get into the sport for the wrong reason. Jiu-jitsu people are a mixed bag of nuts, but I think we're getting a lot of people that are in it for the attention and not so much for the. Maybe we can sneak on there and see what he got on there. I think people are getting into the sport for attention, and they're not about the training. They're not about the lifestyle. They're not about putting in the work. In wrestling, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you do on social media. You gotta go win. You gotta win matches and win dual meets and win wrestle offs to get on that big stage. But jiu-jitsu, we don't have as much of a filter. So you got YouTubers on here. You got influencers. You got Moneyberg. You got too much pay to play out here. Whereas in wrestling and judo, I don't care how good you are on social media. You ain't getting on the Olympic team. You're not going to make the national squad just from how popular you are. But jiu-jitsu is all about popularity, And of course, some people like Gordon Ryan, he can back it up, of course. But he basically had to sacrifice himself to get to that point. We'll check out Gordon. Can we check him out? We got Danielle Kelly. What's up, girl?
Danielle Kelly here. I just got done my workout for the day. This weekend, I will be in Virginia Beach teaching a seminar. Make sure you guys go to their Instagram page at Bravo Academy. I'm really excited to show all my favorite techniques to everyone. Make sure you guys tune in, or if you're in the area, come and train. Hi guys, Danielle Kelly here.
I know some of you guys really like Danielle Kelly. She might be going to UFC. Look at her. Is she going to UFC? Well, she's wearing a one championship. I don't know where she's going. She's going somewhere. Let's check out Gordon Ryan. Hopefully we don't get hit with a copyright strike or anything. I just want to check it out real fast. Gordon Ryan. Oh, there you go. Was it teens class or kids class? Teens class. We're gonna speed run it. Oh, that's kids class. We're gonna speed run this, guys, so that maybe I don't get hit with the copyright. Gordon Ryan. What kind of? All right, kids. This is your kids coach. Is that who you want teaching your kids? Guy with the gun. Well, it's Texas though. Maybe they do. Tattooed up, guns. Is that the right imagery you want to portray? I'm just gonna play it real fast. Hopefully, we don't get hit with the copyright. All right, tripping the kids. Look at Gordon, bro. Has Gordon ever taught kids before? Do you want Gordon next to your kid? You want Gordon right next to your kid? My man Gordon working, man. They got him working out there. It's crazy. Shouldn't he have more kids out there, Jason Whitfield? That look like a regular kids program anywhere else in America. That look like a regular kid. Let's see the technique they show. I hope he's not showing regular technique to the kids. Kids don't really use pressure passing, Gordon. Yeah, kids don't really grab the lapel. First off, I think the kids don't really do techniques like this. You know, when I think of kids, I'm thinking takedown, simple guard passing, maybe a closed guard, some sweeps from closed guard, triangle, hip bump, scissor sweep from closed guard, a little bit of passing. Kids don't play half guard. You know, kids their legs be open. They can't play no half guard. I'm just gonna skim through. They need more kids in their school. Here's what they need to do. They need to put Helena in the kids class. Taza, Helena. I don't think Mergali's a good one. Who else they got over there? Maybe what's the Asari, maybe, if he's there. You gotta put you need more helpers too. I would put Helena in there. I would make Helena the head of the kids program. Let her do some work over there. Have Helena start a women's program and be head of the kids program. You know, have Taza, because he's small, he can be on there. I'm gonna skip the audio, bro. You know that audio gonna hit. I don't want to play too much. I'll have to do that on my own. You know, Gordon Ryan. You know how much stuff I've been talking about Gordon Ryan. He'll hit me with a copyright strike for sure. I think they need to put Helena in there. The thing is, they got too many people on these substances. You know, all these dudes look roided out of their minds. You can't have the roided out dudes running the kids program. They're gonna lose their patience. Yeah, let me see if I can listen to audio real fast.
We push our knee through. And then 3, we make a third grip change, where from here, we go from the far side lapel and gi to a cross face and a scapula grip, which is scapula right in your partner's back.
All right, he doing too much. This class looks boring. Them kids bored out of their minds. And he doing too many techniques too.
Or Teddy. They told your mom to record the roll. That was you. Said, record this roll. I'm gonna throw him. So yes, that's what we're dealing with here. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying. I'm gonna beat you up too. Me and you in the training scene, okay? All right. He's a lot newer than you, so it's your job to help him. Get him shown with.
Yeah, you need to get Helena in there. She's young. She can relate to the kids because she basically a kid. You know, whatever you do, don't put Danaher in there. You need some smaller people. You know, put Taza in there, put Helena, put all the small people over there. And that's the issue with when all these people are on those. That's just issue when you got all these people on these vitamins. They don't look normal. They look scary to the kids. You know, if you had the golden-haired, the white-haired Gordon Ryan with the muscles out, that would be scaring all the kids. Dorian Oliveira, he gonna scare the kids. Big Dan gonna scare the kids. John Carlo gonna scare the kids.
Breaking people's legs for like an Achilles locks and heel hooks and stuff for the PGF tournament. So Landon's out until the end of August, so it's Reese and Zane will be teaching every single day. And then I'm here pretty much from 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. right now, until we have everything up and running. Once it's working like a well-oiled machine, then I'll kind of stick to the pro sessions and come in at nighttime and pop in here and there. But for the first however long, I'm pretty much here from this time we open until the time we close. So just want to learn everybody's names, make sure everyone gets the hang of what's going on, and kind of ease people into it. There's a learning curve obviously for them. There's a learning curve for us. So
he going through it. He going through it. Look, Gordon Ryan over there struggling to get kids, but look at wrestling. This is Rana Gross. I think she had a kid recently. I think that's one of her kids was in there. She says he doesn't know it yet, but this is where his wrestling origin began. Look at, hey, bro, you gotta get your kid started at 2 years old. All right, as soon as the kid gets out of there, all right, you gotta start wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu or something. He just having fun. Look at these kids. They just want to run around, man. They don't want to do no side mount escapes or getting out of half guard and passing from half guard. They want to play. They want to move around. It says, here's a nice way to put your opponent's hip to the ground and backstep into cross ashi. So he's got a shin to shin.
Cool way to enter to cross ashi after putting your opponent's hips to the ground.
Position. Once I get this chin to shin position, I'm just going to fall to my side. I'm going to convert immediately into a reverse X, and I'm going to start pushing into his knee, and I'm going to foot sweep his foot. Once I do that, I'm just going to post in his lap, and I'm just going to back step to his leg and go foot to foot and enter cross ashi.
Gotta test that one out. Zoltan Bathory shares simple way to. Is he from Iran or something? Simple way to check if someone's a legit black belt. Well, if Jake Shield gives you your black belt, you're legit, right? That's what Joe Rogan said. Says Five Finger Death Punch founder and guitarist, as well as longtime Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner Zoltan Bathory, has weighed in on the growing debate surrounding black belts' legitimacy, particularly when it comes to celebrities in the sport. I see the big debate blowing up about BJJ black belts, fake black belts, celebrity black belts, who's legit, who's not, how long it should take to get there. He said, so here's the truth. When you're in the spotlight, if you're famous, you know there will be assumptions and critics, but you need to expect that because a jiu-jitsu black belt is sacred as the path there is through blood and sweat and injuries. Well, that's not how Moneybird got his. He says, so even with my decades of training and clearly visible competition history, still, even for me, it was inevitable. I knew they'd come for me, as they should. So I went out, competed, and medaled at almost every tournament I entered, including 2 silvers at the Nationals. What Nationals? Gracie Nationals? American Nationals? That's how it's done. For Bathory, this is the clearest way to address questions about legitimacy. Compete and let the results speak for themselves. Where was Jake Shields? Where was Jake Shields? Mikey didn't say nothing about competing. Jake Shields didn't say nothing about competing. Mark Zuckerberg was competing. He got way more wealth than Moneyberg. So I don't want to hear no more excuses from Mikey or any of these people. No more. He says highly recommended to anyone, especially if legitimacy is questioned. In jiu-jitsu, the mats tell the truth always. We know that. That's what we're telling Mannyberg. Tell this to Jake Shields and Mikey. Yeah, that's the American Nationals, I think. Where's Moneyberg? I want to see Moneyberg needs to compete. Well, it's too late now because he made a name for himself. So I want to see Moneyberg compete. Yeah. Why doesn't Moneyberg just sign up for his division? Jiu-Jitsu Con is coming up. Masters Worlds. I think he's Masters 3 or something. Masters 3, black belt, heavyweight, ultra heavyweight, super heavyweight, whatever weight class, just go compete, Moneyberg. We'll all shut up as soon as you compete. We'll all shut up when Moneyberg get out there. But, you know, that takes too much. That's going to hit his ego too hard. We got Jocko at Legion.
No way that your mind could have been doing it. Like your leg goes like, you know.
Look at Jocko. Jocko be rolling. Nobody questioning Jocko. You know Jocko's going to be out there wrestling and rolling. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just really disappointed in people like Jake Shields and Mikey. I posted this because, you know, my man Tony at Iron Horse, he got a bike like this now. So this how Tony be rolling up the class just like these kids at AOJ.
Pô, sábado ele jogava videogame e dormia.
This kid's like 13, but he's more ripped than everybody. That's one of the Mendez brothers' kids. I forget which kid that is. You know that kid gonna be good in like 10 more years. I'll be retired before then, though.
Mas quem que você gosta mais?
Coco. Sabadão, 3 horas de aula e treinar amanhã já.
Mas amanhã tá fechada a academia?
Não, amanhã é workout, né? Puxar ferro.
Entendi.
So big telltale sign when they got that high voice, when their voice is that high, there might be some dirt going around over there. I can't wait for AOJ to get busted. Woo! Can you imagine all the videos and thumbnails I'm gonna make when AOJ get busted one day? Get my hands ready for the content creation. I can't wait for AOJ to get busted. When you hear that high pitched voice, something's up.
É o corporativo.
I almost crashed into the wall.
Ó, nessa período do ano tem um evento aqui em especial aqui no Origin Culture, que é o OC Fair, que é meio que uma feira que tem várias brincadeiras lá pra você fazer, como se fosse um parque de diversão. Tô indo hoje lá com a namorada, vamos curtir um pouquinho, aproveitar, descansar um pouco a mente e semana que vem já volta tudo de novo. É isso.
Mas geralmente sábado é bem cheio, vem bastante o pai e a mãe junto, às vezes traz mais um familiar assistir, é quase que as aulas são todas de manhã, né, de criança, então é quase que um evento assim da comunidade de vir assistir as crianças, treinar um pouquinho, depois se o pessoal vai pra praia ou vai fazer outra atividade.
Finish day.
No sábado a gente só descansa, não sei como falar em português. No domingo a gente ir na igreja, segunda volta aos trabalhos.
So what's interesting to me is that AOJ, they put their best talent in their kids program, like coaching, you know, tying in Cole, all them people, they be working with the kids. I think if Gordon's smart, he would stay. I mean, get Helena and some of the people in there. But you need to put talent in those classes, you know. You got to put some talent into those programs, and you don't treat it as a secondary program. It should be your number one priority. But most people, you know, he's going to focus on the comp team, not knowing that the future of the comp team's right there. And also just bring in a lot of Brazilians. There you go. You can get some champions that way. bring in those champions. Get them that citizenship, that green card. Sponsor a couple Brazilians that are already winning. You good.
The back of Arena Grappling, Keith Krikorian.
Keith Krikorian over here beating up regular dudes at a local tournament. I guess a win's a win. How much money they gave him? I wish I could make 165. That would be amazing. He over here climbing up this dude. No, did he? About to choke him out. Don't slam him. Don't slam. Okay. Keith, what are you doing, bro? Says Dante and Daisy Fresh are coming for the $1 million cash prize. They need that money. They need to get Heath a new eyeball. We'll just play a little bit.
You say that, bro. My girlfriend's going to be so hyped about this segment of the show. But, yeah, I've been using some skin moisturizer twice a day. I feel like I'm getting old. I got this crease right here on my forehead, and, you know, I hit 30 years old, so I'm basically a dinosaur in the sport at this point. So I got to do something to stay young, you know?
Yeah. The girlfriend put you on game? She gave you the full routine and everything?
It was all my choice, man. Honestly, I saw her in there shopping. It was one of these Korean skincare kind of stuff, same place, so all of that, and then having that pit there to prepare for the unique on my video.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, you know, of Tony Paco's pickles now. I'm trying to get them imported down here to Texas. But how does a team like you guys, whenever you're squatted up, the whole squad's there, how do you guys prepare for something like quintet rules? Do you guys talk about the strategy of like who wants to go out win or anything like that? Because it's a little bit more of a game with a quintet thing, you know, where you can try and just knock people out. You can send the big guys first, a little guy or a smaller guy who can try and take a couple people out. You know, do you strategize that at all?
I think that's a huge thing. I think strategy, teamwork, you know, different things like that, the things behind the scenes really are going to come into play a lot more than what people think. I think with team events, the public looks at, oh, you know, this team's stacked and this team's stacked and that team's stacked. But a lot of times the most stacked team doesn't do very well. A lot of times the most stacked team doesn't really pan out to do as well as a lot of people think because of strategy, because of teamwork. You know, I think going in as a real legit team is really beneficial for us. We obviously want to win just like everybody else wants to win. There's $1 million on the line, but we're a team. We know how to function as a team. We know how to work as a team. And on and off the mats, we have great relationships with one another. So we're going to be there for each other. And that really counts in a team event. You know, when we look at it, if it goes a full 8 minutes and both guys are basically out, it's not necessarily a draw, but it's a draw, meaning that nobody stays in and is verified as a winner until after the event. So to look at that, I mean, teamwork's going to come in huge. You know, there could be somebody on another team that's extremely dangerous and he gets taken out. He goes 8 minutes and he's out. And then, you know, there could be mismatches between teams and somebody could get really hot and end up submitting 2 or 3 people in a row. And then that's game, you know? So teamwork, strategy, picking the right guys, putting them in at the right time, making sure everybody's ready to go when we plan on it is a big, big thing. You know, I think that's what can really level some of these teams that people look at as the underdog. I think it can really level things out when they have proper teamwork.
Definitely. You guys got any? I don't want to dominate all of the questions.
I have a few questions. You know, we've been talking about West Side Barbell. First off, Dante, for people who might not know what West Side's about, obviously super legendary gym, worldwide respected. Can you kind of let people know what West Side is about, maybe even like what the conjugate method's a little bit about?
Josiah, stay in the comments. Him and Marley and all these dudes be in the comments. Marley. Josiah, he like Johnny and Max Hansen. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that teamwork aspect of it. So as far as teams, the most close-knit teams have to be 10th Planet, and then second has to be Daisy Fresh. I think those teams are going to be really close-knit. Maybe Australia team too, because they got, you know, they kind of underdogs. They know they're underdogs. Yeah, I had to look at that comment, bro. You told me not to do it. I had to do it. You know, Team Europe, I don't know. They all over the place. I mean, Owen Jones over here. He over here in Atlanta. That ain't Europe. How are they getting ready for the tournament? I think Tim Planet got the best team as far as time spent together, and Eddie knows everybody. New Wave. I mean, they got Mika on there. I don't know where Mika is. B Team, they got half the dudes all over around the world and stuff. So we'll see how that teamwork. I didn't take that into account, the teamwork and trust of the coaching. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Got my man Ed Ruth. He says, "This is why I'm so resilient to life."
Hey.
Shout out to Ed Ruth. You know, he does a lot of skits, but he's really good. His brother was really good. Wrestling. Got Tariq over here.
Face, I just want your arm to break it. Okay? So what you can do is hip escape, bring the hand away. So now you're much freer to move past it. Nice. Yeah, just watch out so you don't roll on top of people. So the tricky thing about the Targoplata is, well, sometimes you might get a tap here if they're really, really stiff in their shoulders. Very nice. 1, 2. And as I come over here, what I'm looking for is to catch his wrist inside the crook of my knee here. Fall back and watch how it's like my heel connects to my thigh. Hey, I don't want to look you in the face.
I can see, I mean, Tarek has his own school, but I can see him moving to UK, you know. I mean, Norway, it's all dark and gloomy in Norway, Sweden, some of these places. UK, it's all dark and wet and gloomy. Got Jax Forrest.
For example, I lost to him. It wasn't a nice match. You know, we were scrapping, but like I had a big like cut down my chest, and that's when I'm gonna tell my kids, this crazy dude cut me when we're wrestling.
Do you ever feel bad when you're wrestling a random Pennsylvania kid in high school and you just are dominating him like this isn't fair. We're not on the same level.
Yeah, at first I always felt really bad for those kids. When I would wrestle them, like I wouldn't try and hurt them. My mom and stuff, she would always be like, "You're really gentle with these kids." Like it's really weird. There's been different like coaches and just kids around me that have like after I've wrestled them or their coaches after I've wrestled their kids, they've come up to me and they're like, it was an honor to wrestle against you. Like, thank you for that opportunity. Like, and not like trying to hurt me or like doing that stuff. And so the way I look at it now is like, no, like I'm going to tell my kids like, hey, like look at some of these kids that I wrestled when I was my age, whether I beat them or lost to them. Like those are going to be the stories that I tell them. Like wrestling DeSanto, for example, I lost to him. It wasn't a nice match. You know, we were scrapping, but like I had a big like cut down my chest, and that's when I'm going to tell my kids, this crazy dude cut me when we're wrestling. Like wrestling DeSanto.
You guys know DeSanto crazy. I don't know what that kid was on. I think we saw this, but I don't know if we can play it. It has music. What is Craig Jones doing? I don't want to see his shirtless Craig Jones near kids. Oh, they're doing a skit. Okay. I mean, you guys know Craig shouldn't be teaching kids. That's crazy. Some parents let Craig near their kids. I like Craig too. But if I was a parent, I'd be like, Craig, step away from my kid. They're gonna get your cooties. We got Tackett over here training. Very rare you see Tackett losing a scramble. Says Craig and Kit had me laughing with that skit. Yeah, but you know, I wouldn't want them around my kids. You put your kids around them, Josiah. Pretty rare to find someone that can scrap with Tackett. One day Tackett will slow down. I'm waiting for that day. He'd be all over the place. Nice. That was a good little scramble. But everything Tackett does is a scramble. I want to see some finesse, though. Catching up on everything BJJ.
Hello, grappling. It is August 11th is the Grappling Bulletin. Let's get you caught up on this week in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Guys, we have to start here with the trial of Leandro Lo's killer, Otavio Veloso. The trial has had to have been postponed after a few months after initial mistrial was declared because of some early issues in the case. All of that's going to be happening in November now. We have a lot more information about that available now on the site. You can check it out. ADCC American Nationals went down in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was an enormous tournament with a lot of the people that you're going to see at the ADCC trials coming up later this year. All of those matches are right now available exclusively on Flow Grappling. PGF Season 8 continues to heat up with just 2 weeks left in the regular season. Christos Papadelos and Landon Elmore in the top 2 spots, but there's some world-class guys like Jet Thompson and Dominic Mejia fresh on their heels. Make sure you check out all that action every Wednesday live on YouTube. EBI is going back to its submission-only roots. Usually it's a combat jiu-jitsu format, but they're going back to their submission-only stuff for just one night. Bunch of really tough lightweights are going to be in this bracket for EBI 25. It includes Keith Krikorian, Ethan Krellinston, Max Hansen, Gianni Grippo, Ben Eddy. A lot of really tough guys for a one-night-only tournament. Make sure you guys check it out. Want to end here by talking about Heath Pedigo of Daisy Fresh, Pedigo Submission Fighting. He suffered an unfortunate eye injury over the weekend that required emergency surgery to help save his vision. There's a lot more information about that, including a GoFundMe link. If you're able to help out, it would mean a lot to a guy who has helped out a lot of people. My name is Joe Gilpin. This is the Grappling Bulletin with a lot more information. All these details available on the site right now. Follow the link in our bio, and I will be back next week right here.
I'm not the biggest fan of, I like Flow Grappling. I'm not the biggest fan of this kind of information dump. IBJJF does the same thing, but it's like the news and the sport is changing so fast. It's like, and people kind of want an in-depth discussion. That's kind of, I'm not saying that's what I do on my channel, but, we'll sit and read and listen to the video. We'll read the comments. We'll kind of take our time usually on the topic. I just don't see anybody putting the time and effort into what I'm doing. I guess it's not easy. It's very time consuming, and it takes a long time to build. For instance, I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, but that's been like how many weeks of just like recording 2-3 hours now, 1-2-3 hours every day, just about. It is tough, but I think it is worthwhile. I think it's something people want to enjoy. Well, where's Marley at? He said my chat room's dead. That's fine, bro, but I'm still going to cover the content. And the cool thing about YouTube is that people can always watch this later. They can watch, I want to see what happened with Moneyberg. They can always watch the video later. So even if the chat room's not, popping, it's still good content, So again, it's not always just about the views and the money. Money's good and views are good, but I still want to make good content. So I just wish they would put more time. Well, they do their podcast too. They do I don't know if it's a live stream, but they do that podcast where they all sit down and talk too. That's true. But why don't they just cut that down? They never. I think it's hard with Flow Grappling because they got all the different events. Oh, we got CGI, EBI, GTI. I don't know what that stands for. They got so many events, and then it's hard for them to cover all that. Marley, he got upset. He got upset at me. It's all good. But that's fine. It leaves a space for me. I can come through, do my little videos. I'm happy. Marley upset, bro. You're gonna have to go to one of his alternate handles. It says when the mat enforcer is summoned. So sometimes you're the mat enforcer, or I don't think you guys are the mat enforcer. I might be the mat enforcer. I'm the stream enforcer. He always looked like that too, bald with a big beard. That's always the mat enforcer right there. You gotta be at least 240 and a purple or brown belt to be the mat enforcer. You need a big mat enforcer. Yeah, I put Marley on timeout. He got upset. He got upset. I put Marley on timeout. I put Josiah and Marley on timeout. And Marley got upset. He said you can't correct my behavior, Alec. Listen, I used to be the kids coach too. I was I was tough on those kids. I saw that kid trying to get away with something. You better sit and do something. Better send time out. Marley said no. I said, all right, get out of here. The mat enforcer is no, you need the mat enforcer. When the crazy people jump into the gym, they drop by the gym, you need that mat enforcer. Look at him. He about to put you in that side control. He about to put that shoulder right on your face. You know that side control where your neck pops? He about to do that. Yeah, it's all good, man. Some people are not used to discipline, That's the state of our sport. You can't discipline nobody. Well, I shouldn't have to discipline adults, but, you just take your time out, 5-minute time out, and come back. You would have been good. Derek Moneybird said you need $75K to roll with him. Well, Tucker says you need a 6-pack of Modelo. Shout out to the Modelo Negro. And an order of tacos de asada to roll with him. I'm hungry. I want some tacos now. Mad Enforcer equals the boss. Well, the Mad Enforcer is not the boss. No, the head coach is the boss. The head coach sends the Mad Enforcer. He puts a hit out on the other people with the Mad Enforcer. The Mad Enforcer is the muscle, but he ain't the boss. Nah, he ain't the boss, but he the muscle. So I'm getting hungry over here. We're gonna get through my stories, and I'm gonna get some food. It says IBJJF needs a better trained medical staff. I'm gonna let you know they outsource that stuff. I did PANS this year, and I was like, bro, where's the medical staff? Couldn't find nobody. Yeah, the head coach is the boss. The Mad Enforcer is the muscle. And we got some other roles out there, too. Some other roles as far as, you got like the technician. You got your technicians. You got your hammers. You got your spazzes. You got your talkers. You got the people that hurt other people. We got a lot of different jiu-jitsu roles in here. It says the Mad Enforcer is the one who keeps us in line. Yeah, he's supposed to keep you in line. But the thing is, you're not supposed to see the Mad Enforcer coming. The Mad Enforcer comes out of nowhere. So you already crossed the line when you see the Mad Enforcer. When you see the Mad Enforcer, you already did the stuff. You about to get punished when you see the Mad Enforcer. Says if Johnny Grippo was the Mad Enforcer, I'm dancing with. Yeah, I don't think Johnny's the Mad Enforcer. I'm not sure who's the Mad Enforcer over there at Bodega. Says, hey everyone, I'm posting this with a heavy heart. Yesterday, a fellow competitor. No way. Is that true? I don't know if this is true. Uh-oh. IBJF, you messed up, IBJF. This is more serious than I thought. Let me switch over to the other side. I didn't know this was going to be... did not know this was going to be a serious post, guys. I'm sorry. Let's all be respectful. It says, hey, everyone, I'm posting this with a heavy heart. Yesterday, a fellow competitor tragically passed away during the Chicago Open tournament this past weekend. Did not hear that on any IBJJF news or Flow Grappling news. You're hearing it here from Alec News. It was an absolutely devastating moment, something none of us ever expect to see at an event that's supposed to celebrate the art we love. What's even more painful is how unprepared the event was to handle a true medical emergency. From what many witnessed, the medical response was slow and uncoordinated. There was no designated medical tent. That happens a lot. No clearly visible rapid response team, and the staff on site didn't appear to be equipped with updated emergency SOPs, standard operating procedures, or training for this kind of life or death situation. We are all aware of the risk when we sign the waiver and step on the mat. However, this should never happen again. IBJJF, what's going on? We're at a point where the sport has grown internationally, with high-level events drawing hundreds, if not thousands, of competitors and spectators. Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu Con's going to have 1,000 kids in the no-gi, so I'm hoping they have a prepared medical staff there. Yet somehow the infrastructure for athlete safety hasn't quite caught up. The IBJJF, as the leading organizing body for BJJ competition, must do better. Establish a mandatory on-site medical stations or tents at every event. Ensure every event has trained, licensed paramedics or trauma-ready staff present. Implement and publish updated SOPs, which is standard operating procedures for handling severe medical emergencies. create visible emergency protocols, and ensure staff/volunteers are trained in them. Lives depend on this. Yesterday's tragedy wasn't just a freak accident. It was a wake-up call. The community deserves better, and the athletes who put their bodies and health on the line absolutely deserve better. Please share your thoughts or stories if you've ever seen a medical negligence or delays at tournaments. That happened to me at Pans. I couldn't find the medical tent, and I was asking, and there was no help anywhere. Let's talk about how we can hold organizations accountable and make sure safety becomes a priority. All solutions or constructive criticisms are welcome. RIP to the competitor who lost their life. My heart goes out to their family, teammates, and everyone affected by this terrible loss. Stay safe out there, everyone. It says, I won't ever compete at IBJJF anytime soon. I might compete at ADCC or Who's Number One or even EBI. They're not much better, I don't think, with the medical staff. Yeah, RP. And it's sad to hear that, man. That could be me or some of my friends out there waiting to get help at the tournament, and then we didn't hire any staff, Alec. I'm sorry. Well, give me 1 second, guys. Let me switch over a video real fast, and I'll get back to you guys. I gotta take a call real quick. I'll be back, Marley. Josiah, sorry. Let me switch over. Let me play inverted gear. Let me play them real fast, but I'll come back. Can I play it? Uh-oh. I'll be back, guys. I gotta take a call real fast. Shout out to Inverted Gear. They said Nelly said I didn't do enough for Inverted Gear, so that's all good. I still love you, Nelly. Even if you're upset, I still love you, bro. Can you guys hear me? All right, we back. Had to get off and make a call real fast. Last time I made a call, you guys were listening in. So I was like, let me mute you guys. It says there should be a defibrillator at every comp. At minimum in NYC, last time I went to the tournament, there was paramedics. NYC don't play. It says, yeah, they are common in a lot of public places here in Australia, and they all guide you through how to use them. They're not even expensive. I mean, if $1,500 is too expensive to save a life, then I don't know what to say. IBJF ain't going to spend that $1,500. It says around 4 years ago, this happened at an IBJF tournament I attended. A competitor who was choked unconscious went into full heart failure and was clearly dead on the mat. Several attendees who were trained in emergency medicine saw what was happening from the sidelines and immediately jumped the barriers to start doing chest compressions. Incredibly, they brought him back, not once but twice. He would have been long past saving by the time the ambulance arrived. A very scary situation with a happy ending, but it definitely changed my outlook on a lot of things. RIP to the guy this weekend. That really sucks. Respectfully, what happened to the competitor was the result of something that happened during a match. This is not a medical profession, but from what I was told from a young woman who alerted the medical staff and witnessed the entire thing from the beginning, he went to sit down in the bleachers after his match. His face went green, then ghostly white. Eyes rolled to the back of his head, and then he collapsed. Yeah, oof. My guess is cardiac arrest or low oxygen. Rest in peace. I actually slipped and almost tore my glute on Saturday in my open weight semifinal there this weekend. I went to get ice and the medical staff told me to go do deep stretches, which you obviously never do in the initial phase of a strain or tear. I wasn't expecting much from Chicago Open medical staff, but that was pretty common knowledge. Someone says, I got a severe concussion at World's Masters a few years back, like unconcussed on the mats for several minutes. Concussion. Not an oops, I took a straight elbow and feel a little off. I have no recollection of the day and very little very little recollection of the day and very little of the days around it, and had 8 months of severe PCS symptoms. From what my friends tell me, they were just told to keep an eye on her. No paperwork, no recommendations for follow-up when I got home, and no suggestions of hospital. I 100% should have been sent to the hospital, bearing that there should have been paperwork done and given to me / my coaches, bearing that I would have been supervised for a long time by the medics before being released. None of these happened. RIP to the competitor who lost their life, and I fully agree with everything you wrote. Hope you also are doing well after witnessing that. Things like that aren't easy. I'm sorry to hear about that, and I agree things need to change. There was an interview a few days ago with Anna Carolina Villeda. We talked about her, the girl doing CGI, about the same issue. She was choked at the World Championships and didn't wake up for several minutes. Afterwards, they made her get up so her opponent could get her hand raised. She couldn't even make it to the podium to get her silver medal, and IBJJF wouldn't call an ambulance until one of the Gracies threatened them. Anna doesn't remember any of this and remembers waking up in the hospital. If they treat a multiple-time black belt Brazilian world champion like that, how do you think they will treat everyone else? They need to fix this. Accidents happen, but there is no reason for a multi-million-dollar company to have unsafe environment like that. Nothing new with IBJJF. Someone says IBJJF is the most expensive circuit, and they're consistently the worst I've competed in. No warm-up space when paying $160 to compete. They are changing that. They're putting more warm-up spaces there, but they need better trained medical staff. And, it needs to be easily accessible. They need to have a tent. They need to have some letters saying medical help, medical response team. They need to have the defibrillator there. They need to have ice there. They need to have some real medical trained people there and real stuff. How many times have you been there? We ran out of ice, or we don't have tape, or we don't have this, we don't have that. So I'm hoping we pay a lot of money to compete. So I'm hoping they invest that money back into the athletes and to the equipment and stuff. says, widely considered one of the greatest grapplers in history, Gordon Ryan recently pulled back the curtains on something most elite Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitors keep under wraps: how much he charges for private lessons. Ryan explained that he currently charges between $1,000 and $1,200 for a 1-hour private session with a group of up to 4 people, adding that the rate could rise if demand increases. Considering he recently opened the Kingsway Jiu-Jitsu HQ in Austin, Texas, already a magnet for BJJ practitioners around the world, finding interested students likely won't be a problem. The city has become a global jiu-jitsu hub in recent years, attracting both locals and traveling grapplers eager to learn from the best. He says probably from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 12:30 to 1:30 Saturday and Sundays, as I'll be at the academy all day, every day until things are running smoothly. That ain't gonna happen overnight. That's gonna take 6 months, maybe even a year or two. Yo, if IBJJF gets sued, they're gonna go back to Brazil. So Gordon says, I'll be teaching privates at Kingsway HQ soon, probably from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 12:30 to 1:30 Saturday and Sunday, as I'll be at the academy every day. Yeah, well, that's normal for instructors. Someone says, what does the most expensive lawyer in the world charge? Based on recent reports, $3,000 hourly. So Gordon's almost up there. It says victim waits when you hit them with the heavyweight cartwheel pass. My big boys, don't do that cartwheel pass. We'd be scared. We'd be scared when the big boys do that cartwheel. If you over 200 pounds, you cartwheel passing, you need to stop. You're a danger to the mat. You're going to get injured at IBJJF Absolute by the big dude doing the cartwheel pass, and there won't be no medical staff there to save you. Yeah, don't do that cartwheel pass. Ooh, I got to get a new chair, guys. My back getting old. Says when you have to crush your own balls to finish that arm bar. Listen, you got to make some sacrifices if you want to get that arm bar, you know. And eventually you don't feel it no more. That's how I am. I don't feel that no more. There's no more pain down below. We're reading a couple memes. It said, point of view, you just hit me with a clean foot sweep. Yep, that's how it feel. You ain't going to land on your front. You're going to land right on your back, square on your back. Make your choice. Quit at blue belt or become an efficient brown belt. That's how the brown belts be looking. Bald, little bit of a beard. Yeah, why all the brown belts be too efficient? High-calorie grapplers. I'm a high-calorie grappler, too. We got Colabate over here. Are they dating? I think they are.
And it's Mia. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Nano 3.0.
Since I've been a kid, I've been working with Kings, and I've had the privilege to be able to have all of the different types of nanos that they've released in the past few years, and this by far has been my favorite, and today we're going to tell you why. The gi features a 380 GSM jacket along with 7.5 ounce ripstop pants. This makes it the lightest gi on the Kings lineup.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Also just released their guidelines for 2024, so this is literally the lightest gi you can wear in competition.
This release also has a really cool colorway that I've been waiting for a really long time. So finally a colorway to wear that matches the Ice Cold nickname.
So I just joined the Kings team, so this is the first gi that I've been able to test out, and I'm excited to debut this one at the next tournament. I really like how it has the same design on the 3 different color gis. There's a white one, a black one, and a...
Yeah, I'm not sure why. You know, the Mendez brothers protect their athletes. If they don't have a chance of winning, if the chance of winning is not 80 to 90%, they not going. It says, how Gracie Baja boys look when a 40-year-old, out-of-shape man with a good job walks in. They smell the money. You go to Gracie Baja, you're going to have to pay that registration fee, sign-up fee, gi fee, mat fee, Gracie fee. You got a Gracie fee when you go to Gracie Baja. They're gonna get some money off you. You go to Gracie Baja. I do like Gracie Baja. You know, it's better It's better than some of these other gyms out here. Got All I See Is Gold, Mr. Jordan Burroughs. He says, we're committed to building our women's program this season. Current champions surrounded by future champions. We get better together. The future is bright for these young ladies. Shout out to JB. He got the kids going. He got the girls going. I'm hoping JB can get the college coaching gig though. Screw all this jiu-jitsu crap, bro. Them college wrestlers, those college wrestling coaches David Taylor making $500,000 a year, and he got access to the private jet. If you're a jiu-jitsu guy and you want access to the private jet, you gotta hook up with Moneyberg. No Diddy, possibly. So it's better to be a coach in wrestling than to be a slave to Moneyberg. But shout out to JB, man. I love the wrestling coaches, man. The wrestling guys be out there with the kids, pushing their sport to new levels. Jiu-jitsu people don't even care about the kids. They be doing imagine, like, you know how Craig Jones be living his life. I don't know if that's real or fake or whatever, but he really shouldn't be around kids. But, you know, someone like JB, you know, you want people like JB. That's who you want around your kids. People like JB, David Taylor. Maybe not Carter Sarachi, though. You don't let Carter Sarachi near your kids, or Kyle Snyder. Don't let them near your kids, but you can let the other wrestling guys near your kids. I mean, what jiu-jitsu person would you trust to be around your kids? Danaher? No. Gordon? No. Craig? No. Nicky Rod? No. J Rod? No. Cyborg? No. Wagner? No. all these supplemented dudes. You don't want no supplemented dudes near your kids. Josiah says he's gonna learn jiu-jitsu. Yeah, Josiah, I'm waiting. I want to see you train, Josiah. Come on. We talked about Heath Pettigo's our eye injury. I donated a little bit of money. Hopefully, I don't know if anybody else donated any money, but I hope you guys did. I'm not gonna check. I'm just gonna trust you guys. You trust Greg Sauter? Well, that kid, you're gonna have to put that kid in some therapy later. Yeah, most coaches you shouldn't trust around your kids. These people can't pass a background check. There was a story. I think it was Hermes Franca. He or maybe some other Brazilian guy got in trouble in America, went back to Brazil, and he over there teaching kids in Brazil. So I do believe in second chances, but not. You shouldn't be around kids when you messed up the first time. So says Heath Pettigo was rushed into emergency surgery with more procedures expected in the near future. Says in under a decade he transformed a small gym. Let me move my face over. He transformed a small town gym into a powerhouse of elite talent, producing ADCC veterans like Jacob Couch and Michael Pixley, and cultivating a stable of rising stars who compete on the world stage. According to the GoFundMe, Heath was recently teaching at a seminar when he suffered a severe eye injury that required emergency surgery. Unfortunately, he will need additional surgeries right away. If you know Heath, you know he's the last person to ever ask for help, which is exactly why we're doing this for him. Heath has dedicated his life to jiu-jitsu and has impacted countless lives around the world, always giving without hesitation. Now it's our turn to give back and support him through this difficult time, just as he has supported so many of us. Says the timing is difficult as Pettigo was in the midst of preparing 5 of his top athletes for CJI 2 later this month. The community is now, who's going to coach now? The community is now being urged to contribute or share the fundraiser to help cover medical bills and allow Pettigo to focus fully on his recovery. If Heath has ever taught you, inspired you, coached you, or encouraged you, please consider giving back. No donation is too small, and every share helps. Let's come together and show Heath the same unwavering support he has always given to us. So yeah, try to give, guys, if you can. If you can't, just share the link, post it in your group chat, whatever you guys can do. yeah, so I'm hoping he has a recovery. He only got 2 weeks before CGI, though. We got Daddy Danaher now.
This is literally this mat. Gordon, how much did this mat cost? It was like $30,000 for this one. We have the world's most expensive mat and the world's cheapest, most feeble mop club. My God.
What you can do with this, you can take it outside and make sure the lines and parking spots are clean.
I'm pretty sure they're playing a practical joke on you at this point. Like, this is literally this mat. Gordon, how much did this mat cost? It was like $30,000 for this one. We have the world's most expensive mat and the world's cheapest, most feeble mop club. My God.
What you can do with this, you can take it outside and make sure the lines and parking spots are clean.
I'm pretty sure they're playing a practical joke on you at this point. Like,
why did their mat cost $30,000? Are they including? I think they're including all the mats, the MMA. You see the framing on the side. That $30,000 for mats don't make sense to me. Jason Whitfield, where'd that money come from? Where'd that money go? You're telling me Fuji then sponsored them? That what's my man? Travis Stevens didn't sponsor them and do that build out. I don't understand where the $30,000 went. Yeah, Jason Whitfield, you still on here? Can you explain that for me? I think that's a overestimation or something. Maybe they're including some other stuff, some other materials, and maybe some build out. $30,000 for the mats? Honestly, that looks like $10,000 to me. $10,000 worth of mats. I could be wrong. Maybe the mats are more expensive. Where do they get those mats at, bro? The Kodokan? Yeah, I don't know. Again, you can't trust a lot of these guys, man. They be saying some stuff that don't make sense. Do you guys believe that's $30,000 worth of mats? So we got Chimaev. He getting ready for his fight. He's doing UFC 319. I'm not really following the UFC. I'll leave it to you guys to follow the UFC. I'm hoping he does well. You know, he trained with one of the guys I know, Alan Finfu, in Sweden for a long time. We got Big Dan. You guys got to remember, Big Dan like 22 years old. So Here, Big Dan. I'm not the biggest fan of following the trends. I understand it works really well. I'm gonna leave it to the young folks to do the trends. I'm gonna do the old man whining, complaining about everything. That's what I like to do. But Big Dan, you know, you gotta do the trends and the dances and everything. We got Michael Phelps over here.
People keep thinking that their sport is the exception. They'll say, we don't need an off season, or our strength training has to be totally unique because nobody understands our sport. Listen, every sport is different. That's not the argument. But where you won't get me to concede is this. Off seasons are valuable, not just for rest, but for breaking repetitive patterns and developing the physical qualities that fade during long seasons, like strength, power, and speed. These aren't just performance enhancing, but they let you train harder, more consistently, and with less breakdown. Here's Michael Phelps performing prowler sprints, jumps, leg press. When asked, he credited resistance training as a key part of his career. 3 sessions a week, every week, no debate. It was just part of his routine. And still, every time I post something like this, somebody will chime in, well, yeah, what about this sport? Or what about soccer? And it's the same tired response, like the message never lands, especially in soccer. Well, we don't lift because we don't want to get big. Nobody said anything about getting big. The goal is output, capacity, durability, things that every athlete in every sport needs. So stop clinging to my sport's different and start asking, how do I strength train year round and stay healthy enough to reach my ceiling?
There you go, guys. Keep working out. Says your sport is indifferent. Every athlete benefits from consistent strength training, not to bulk up, but to improve output, preserve tissue integrity, and enhance training density. Strength training can increase tendon stiffness, improve intramuscular coordination, and raise the ceiling for technical skill expression. Michael Phelps understood this. Resistance training was a non-negotiable part of his routine. If you're serious about getting better at your sport, stop looking for reasons not to train. Start finding ways to integrate performance work into your routine. I'm almost finished with my most thorough, we're not going to buy his product, but you guys need to do some strength training. I need to stay on my strength training. We got Mr. Jason Rao with the AOJ back take. All the AOJ guys do this. All the little kids be doing this.
My back step, back take from here, so I off balance my partner. I bring the leg all the way above. Now I'm going to switch to a scoop grip. From this scoop grip, I kick all the way through my back step.
So this is a good move. We'll play again. You see this from like underhook de la Hiva. It's almost like you reap yourself. Let's see if he shows it. You're going to reap yourself once you bump forward from like underhook de la Hiva position. And from here, you're going to reap yourself. I don't think Jason Rao does this move that often, but you can at least show it. Yeah. Here, you're going to reap yourself, invert, and roll out to the back. And you end up in a really good position. So you see guys like Gutenberg Pereira, he does this. All the AOJ, the little kids at AOJ be doing this. The little kid, 4-year-old kids be doing this. We got Max Hansen over here. You know, Max Hansen got some good content, man. He got some good stuff.
Spent 5 years working on leg locks, but you're going to find yourself in a situation where you can't leg lock somebody, and then even if you're sweeping them, if you can't even get on top and pass, what's the point? So I think some dudes, they get like famous quick because they'll be working on these leg locks. They can take out some good guys, and then they'll struggle once they start fighting ranked guys who've been in the game for years. You can't just get to level 10 and all the skill sets in jiu-jitsu. You could get to level 10 if you only focus on one thing like leg locks, what I'm saying, but it takes years of like slowly increasing your stats and all these subspecialties in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, man. You got to be well-rounded. The only way you can get away with not being well-rounded is if you're a Nicky Rod. But even Nicky Rod, say Nicky Rod gets taken down or ends up on his back, that's kind of usually it. I mean, he's got good defense, but that's how Victor Hugo beat him. You know, I believe that's what happened in that match. Can we see that match? But yeah, these guys, they not well-rounded. They got one or two things. That's it. I think that was the match. But you got to be well-rounded. I keep telling you guys. I don't know how long the match is. They ain't got the match by itself. We for sure can't watch that Fight Pass. That Fight Pass take me out.
He's back almost 2 or 3 years later, looking for another win over here. Hugo, 26 years old, 6'4", weighed in at 264 pounds. 8. The referee, Gabriel, to get this match going. Nicky Rod, you mentioned Nicky Rod, kind of showcasing a lot
Guard by Victor Hugo.
Different skill set. I acknowledge that. I think he's opened up so much more in the last few years. Just doing a lot more jiu-jitsu, not like when he first came on the scene.
It's hard to pass when they got long legs like that.
And just kind of shutting a lot of people down. But you see Nicky Rod attacking legs. You see him with the body lock. You see him just going for everything. It's Nicky Rod 2.0.
Yeah, that's right. And he ran away, went right back in and engaged. And that's something that wouldn't have happened in the past. It would have been more.
Is that on the B team? Is that on the B team channel? Because I can't watch that on here.
Just happy staying away. Now he's getting himself out of danger, but then he's immediately re-engaging and putting pressure.
So that body lock passing not going to work on the big dude. That's the downside to body lock. Like the size discrepancy, he's not going to be able to even close the distance for that body lock, really. If he fights someone smaller, he can get through to the body lock. But when someone's bigger than you, that body lock, you like, when you get the hands, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna body lock anymore.
Again, it's very good. So there's a huge fight for this side, this wrist on this side.
And Victor Hugo has a good guard. He can invert. He can
on his left
do most of the modern stuff.
That's what will bring his leg back.
Now he can't defend his legs for sure. I can't cover the B team channel. They hit me with copyright strikes.
You bring his left foot back to the hip, and then that will keep space. That sets up good things like this when you can have that foot on the hip there. Nicky Rod nearly gets around.
And you saw for a split second Victor Hugo shot an omoplata attempt.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the key to victory for Victor Hugo, is utilizing that close guard attack system.
I think I never knew. I didn't realize that he passes. Nicky Rod passes to the left, so that's actually really good.
Use those long
but Victor Hugo, look, he can frame. He's so big.
Setting that up from that knee shield position.
He's not going to be able to get to his body lock.
That near wrist, and then those things will be, the omoplatas will be there. Sometimes triangles will.
He can't even close that distance, so it's going to be hard for him to enact his passing game.
Get the wrist, get the foot to the hip.
Turn him down, man.
And
I like when it's in Portuguese.
Control the distance. So
I like when it's in Portuguese so they don't talk over me. I turn him down. Yeah, it's a style matchup. You know, some people your style going to match up really well against. Other people, Victor Hugo, he's got a really good guard for a big guy. You know, he pulled guard immediately. So most big guys ain't got no guard. You know, all them wrestling dudes, they ain't got no guard. Like Brandon Reed? If he get on bottom, Nicky Rod going to slice through his guard. Maybe you can wrestle up, but did you guys know you need energy to wrestle up? If you ain't got no energy, you ain't going to wrestle up. A little bit of De La Hiva here on the right side. Might see an inversion, reverse De La Hiva switch, maybe Bolo. We'll see. He's so tall he can do whatever he wants. That knee shield, that knee shield probably this long. Probably like a meter long. You got that meter long shin and femur.
Real victory or submission, at least. Victor Hugo, maybe with the straight foot lock. Maybe if he can get to the back.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to enter on one of these guys. Yeah, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like a big dude with a good guard. I want to see Eric Muniz out there. He ain't got no leg lock defense, but his guard is so good. You know, Nicky Rod couldn't pass on Eric Muniz either. Not gonna work, yeah. Victor is framing really well, and he's decently flexible for his size, yeah. Omoplata into a leg entry, and yeah, he's escaping really well. The thing is, Victor Hugo's so big. He's so big, the stuff that usually work don't really work. And, the longer, he's got long legs, so that's the longer lever, so it's going to be easier for him to off balance.
Battle for that wrist on that left side.
Yeah, that knee shield, he ain't getting past that knee shield, bro. Okay, a little bit of body lock here, possibly, but you see how he's too big? You see how he's too big? Like, if that was me, he could get his arm and hit chest to chest, arms wrapped. He's trying to get through this outside pass, but this is not going to happen, man. So whenever you guys get upset and say you guys aren't doing enough, it's like, bro, it's hard to pass. It's hard to sweep. Everybody's strong. Everybody's fast. Robert says, I'm 220, and I want that Lackland guard one day. You guys stretch, bro. Victor Hugo has a really good guard. Eric Muniz has that kind of style of guard, too. Almost got into the body lock, but see, Victor Hugo's so big, he just moves his leg a little bit. I want to see Nicky Rod versus Nicholas Margali. Yeah, you don't see too many big guys with a good guard, but when a big guy has a good guard, usually, he's not going to beat that guy. Like Eric Muniz, he just pulls guard. like lazy guard pull in the finals of World Championship and still wins. Yeah, he's trying to go body lock pass, but you see how those legs can off balance with like a knee lever, hip lever kind of move. Yeah.
Still gotta get over that knee on that right side. There he's creeping over the leg. So he's managed to get over the knee. Now let's see if he.
I'm not sure if Margali's gonna come back. His shoulder. I think he might be retiring and just focus on teaching and having a school and stuff. I'm not. Is his school going to be in Texas? What is he going to do? Victor Hugo's just too big. Can't get that. Can't get your arms underneath. Actually, it looks like his arms are together, right? No. No, they were almost together, but he's too big.
Loves to do it. He's very successful with this. Victor Hugo able to make some frames and get back.
Clear him out.
Visel says, I kind of wondering what happened to Margali. He was promoting a new instructional, but I think he gets trolled hard and had comments off. He's doing a seminar by me soon. You know, in the gi, he's really great. You know, he's one of the best in the gi. I'm not sure about the no gi, though.
There's that elevation I mentioned earlier. Trying to get under the hips of Nicky Rod is Victor Hugo.
Yeah, a little look at the back here. A little De La Riva X. Close. Oh, no. Close guard. No. No, Nicky Rod. No. That's not good because Victor Hugo actually does play a little bit of close guard. And you guys got to remember, this is submission tournament, so Victor Hugo been going for omoplata and stuff like that. That's why he's up in the judges' ranking.
Shanji's probably one of the best in the world at it. Be interesting to see how Victor's adapted to that game.
Yeah, this is a big dude in close guard, bro. This is terrible. It's terrible, bro. Now me, my close guard ain't nothing. Locks it up. Oh no. This is why we got weight classes, people. Look at Nicky Rod. He's stuck in there. He can't do nothing. He might get out of this though.
So interesting with those double overhooks. You think he was doing that primarily just to break the posture of his?
Yeah, when someone's up like that, you can grab around the back there. And you can
Not from double underhooks though.
back down with the hands on the mat, so.
This is just basic jiu-jitsu, man. Basic beginner's class jiu-jitsu. Little armbar attack, nice. Uh-oh. He's getting out. He's getting out. He's getting out. But, you know, that's definitely, that's definitely an advantage in IBJJF. Is Nicky Rod getting better or staying the same? I think he's maximized his skill set. I mean, he's good at what he does. The two or three things: the body lock, passing, the wrestling, leg lock escapes. I think he's maximized this style. But you know, to get better, he would have to develop his bottom game, which he's probably never gonna do. Think of someone like PJ Barch. You know, came from wrestling background, but he actively attacking the legs. So that's an example of a wrestler getting a lot better. I think Nicky Rod has maximized his skill set, but I don't know if he's going to get better. He's going for a Darce here. But Victor Hugo's doing a good job of lacing his leg, like a step behind position, almost dogfight position. I think Nicky Rod he's maxed out his skill set, basically. He's always going to be tough. But I can't say that he's improved or he's getting better. I can't say that, really. Maybe leg entry here, but Victor Hugo. Like if Nicky Rod had gone for that leg entanglement and gotten it, I would be like, well, he has gotten better. I can't say that he has gotten better. He's gained more experience, but I can't say that jiu-jitsu's gotten better. It has to be red. Again, this is a submission tournament, guys. They don't care about passing, takedowns. They care about submissions. Same reason why Gianni lost to Max Hansen. Max Hansen was going for submissions.
Less than 5 minutes to go. Nicky Rod on the attack, trying to pass the guard of Victor Hugo.
Got to clear that foot. That's going
Whoa. You see it? Like, I can't do that.
And what I love was when he uses that elevation as his opponents fall, he's setting up those traps, setting up the triangle, setting up the omoplata where he can. He uses that downward momentum.
And the downside for Victor Hugo is that the legs are long. That's how he lost to that Kennard kid from Australia at CGI 1. Nicky Rod, he's kind of doing the same stuff, you know. He's trying to get to the body lock, but you know, look how long Victor Hugo's legs and arms are. You can't. How are you gonna close that space, bro, and maintain that? It's impossible. You know, Josiah loves Gianni, but he lost. He lost fair and square. We watched the match, man. I couldn't defend Gianni when I watched the match. Leg entry here. I don't know if Nicky Rod meant to do that. Heel hook entry almost. Looks to use that to pass. Nice entry there.
This is dangerous here for Victor Hugo because
let's see if Victor can. You see how tall Victor is? How he push you? How you almost mount him and he push you with a straight arm?
That was close.
Was very close.
It's actually a good matchup. I just want to see good matchups at this point. I'm tired of people ducking each other.
Nicky Rod's had a lot of attempts, but not really able to stabilize position here. I think Nicky Rod may have a
Gianni, you're gonna kill Gianni, bro. Gianni gonna get his spine broken.
get aggressive here.
More outside passing.
He's just not able to get around enough to the corner.
Yeah, just sometimes it's hard to pass, bro.
There, that's the
He already got his legs back in, got his frames. Did the Mika Gaval defense? The Jiu-Jitsu defense? I can't do that. I don't have the power to do that.
Doing a great job of recovering. Long arms, his frames, gets his knees back in, but
Yeah, I'm not sure why Owen Jones didn't fight Gianni. And didn't really. I think Owen would have still won that though.
there he goes around again.
Almost passed here. He is on the side. You might see an octopus entry or something.
Yep. After the pass, this could change everything.
Good.
How?
Still got a lot of work to do, I think. Just got to.
Josiah's #1 Gianni fan.
Maybe,
okay, maybe Turtle. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Victor Hugo? Looking for a leg entry, possibly.
on the legs, Victor Hugo, but
Those legs are so long.
there's that movement that I'm talking about.
Might have entry on the leg here. We'll see.
the turtle position.
Knee bar? No, can't see. No, not a knee bar. Umaplata attempt? No. Leg entry. Come on, Victor.
30 seconds left. This is now it's getting somewhat of an interesting.
Tries the knee cut. It's hard to knee cut on a tall dude though.
I mean, one could say that Nicky Rod was able to establish a pass and stabilize position, but based off of the submission attempts, that was a tight armbar.
Yeah, he might drop in on his own heel. He's been known to go after.
Toe hold attempt here.
There's a good one.
Oh, he's got a nice
Victor rolls out.
He's a little late throwing his right leg over.
He maybe could have come on top of that. Looking for the body lock, but no go so far.
Less than a minute to go. Nicky Rod trying to pass those long legs of Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo doing a great job.
But off balance there, nice.
Gets to the top position. Now trying to
All right,
control
so
Nicky Rod.
you got Nicky Rod on bottom. Nicky Rod don't like to be here.
So Victor Hugo gets
Force the turtle.
Nick Rodriguez. 24 seconds left in this match.
Trying to take the back. Comes on top for mount. Yeah.
Nick Rodriguez is all over.
Woo!
He's got one hook in. I can't see if he's got two. Now gets to the mount.
Nice back
Nicky
escape.
Rod escapes and gets on top. 2 seconds left, and
That was a good match. That was a better match than I remember it being. That was a better match than I remember it being. Free seminar. We got Gabrielle. She doing good, man. Just had a birthday, jumping out of airplanes. She's gonna be out there. You're gonna have. There's almost too much. There's too much jiu-jitsu at Jiu-Jitsu Con. So this is how some of you guys be acting. This is like Moneyberg over here.
To promote myself to a 3-stripe purple belt, and I just wanted to invite everybody here to join me in this great momentous occasion. So I've been training really hard, and I think I'm ready to go to the next level. But I would like for you guys to join me in the annual tradition of walking the gauntlet, and well, since I'm the highest person here, I guess I'm gonna have to do it to myself. So I'm gonna have to go back and forth, and we'll see how it goes.
Shame.
To promote myself to a 3-stripe purple belt.
That's how some of you guys want to get promoted. Then train, just want the belt. Isaac says, understanding how to structure your collar sleeve based on your opponent's stance is key to mastering this guard. It's not
He's framing
just,
with his other.
Let me pause it. It's not just it's not just dominating from upper body attacks. It's also one of the best transitional guards in jiu-jitsu. If you struggle to connect collar sleeve to other guards, my 4-part miniseries, check it out on Patreon. Isaac's got a really good guard. He's going to be here in Georgia. So if you guys are in Georgia, go check it out. Just like says, how you self-promote yourself? I mean, he clearly deserved it. Says, you're joking, but there was that post of a blue belt that promoted himself and has his own school. His instructor had to expose it so people didn't get tricked into. Oh, that was in like Turkey or somewhere, the Middle East or somewhere. We got a lot of delusional people here.
Guard and things like that. So that's when my guard starts to change. So when he starts to bring the left leg forward, look how now instead of being super square, I'm going to start to angle my hips on the side like this. Okay? When I start to angle my hips on the side, look all this space now. You see how I can start to work for the inside position? Now when this happens generally, what I'm going to try and do is start to off balance his head. So I'm going to try to bring his upper body forward so I can get some kind of a K guard on this side. Okay? If he were to bring this leg back, okay, now generally what he's going to be doing is going to be framing with his other leg, okay, his left leg, like this. So when he starts to frame with this leg, that's what's going to tell me that I can start to work inside position, right, or going for like K guard and things like that. So that's when my guard starts to change. So when he starts to bring the left leg forward, look how now instead of being super square, I'm going to start to angle.
Oh, it's USA? Oh, well. I mean, we also got Moneyberg, so. ARV, a.k.a. the guy behind AP, Albino Preto, he says, it's been about 3 years since our last Japan exclusive AP and Dickies drop, but this time it's going worldwide in collaboration with Dickies Japan. Quick backstory, I've always wanted to create a training gi. Training gi you can actually wear outside the gym. When we first worked together, that idea wasn't possible, so we went with a more lifestyle-focused collection. Fast forward to now, mission accomplished. We've built a training piece with a lightly padded lapel, so you can roll in it and still wear it out. The gi pants got an upgrade too with a new waistband and pocket feature for everyday use. To top it off, we added a pocket tee to complete the set. Super hyped for this one. Quan, are you gonna get this, Quan? You know, Quan loves AP. Quan might get this gi. Let's zoom in. So it's a partnership with Dickies Japan. Yeah, it does look like something. An outside kimono. Maybe. Flow grappling. I was just on there. Chill Sonnen says, I want Gordon Ryan versus Mason Fowler, and I want it now. Is Mason Fowler's not on CJI? Does anybody remember? Why isn't he on America's team? Nobody thought to get Mason Fowler on there? That's wild. Someone says Mason couldn't beat Nicky Rod. That actually would be a good match. That would be a good match. I want to see that match, actually. Eric Paulson says, going to be an amazing time. Register on ericpaulson.com.
And my brother Ty, August 16th, we're going to be teaching over in Fullerton. It's going to be an amazing day. We got Rico Ciprielli teaching right before us. So that's at 11 to 1, right? That's at 11 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. We're on at 2 to 4. 2 to 4. 2 to 4.
CSW Training Center, Saturday.
If you guys are in the Southern California area, actually, if you guys worldwide, just come, please. Come. It'll be a good time. It'll be a sick day. Right on. See you guys soon. Mahalo. What's up, everyone? Cade with Eric Paulson and my brother Ty. August 16th, we're going to be teaching over in Fullerton. It's going to be an amazing day. We got Rico Ciprielli teaching right before us. So that's at 11 to 1, right? That's at 11 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. We're on at 2 to 4. 2 to 4. 2 to 4.
CSW Training Center, Saturday.
If you guys are in the Southern California area, actually, if you guys worldwide, just come, please. Come. It'll be a good time. It'll be a sick day. Right on. See you guys soon.
Pretty crazy. You know, the Rotullo twins been working with Eric Paulson, you know, catch wrestling guy. And their style fits. You know, they got that crazy style. Thank God for rules, because they would be eye poking, eye gouging if they could. John Jones as well. Somebody said I'm selling out too. Well, fuck off, bro. I'm gonna give you a middle finger. I'm tired of these internet people coming after me, bro. I'm gonna fight you back. They just want engagement too. Robert says, I have a karate gi with a back pocket once. It's actually pretty dope. Yeah, just wear that outside. Just don't let Mason Fowler kiss you. Well, he did it. He didn't have consent when he kissed that dude. You got to have consent before you kiss people. Vice Style says it's Jesse Miller, a student of Brad Montgomery, who promoted himself to purple and has a school in Lebanon. Oh, Lebanon, Missouri. Oh, I thought it was Lebanon, the country. Easy mistake. How many places called Lebanon? Eric Paulson is one of my favorite OGs. Yeah. I think Eric Paulson is the reason we got the reason that Dean Lister won that absolute division at ADCC, because he stepped down. He's also friends with Hickson and, you know, those older guys. We got our boy, Mr. Keith Krikorian.
Hey guys, I have some horrible, disturbing news to report. It appears as though a leading figure in the community has been caught in a scandal, the likes of which we've never seen before. I'll just let the clip play and I'll talk you through it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. UFC BJJ flameout Kevon Gonzalez laughing and dancing poorly with convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Eyewitness reports have stated that the two were talking about hating freedom, avoiding taxes, and ecological jiu-jitsu. All horrifying if true. If you or anyone you know has seen this man, make sure they report him to authorities immediately before he infects anyone else with his cult-like ideology and distasteful sense of humor.
God dang, Kevon. What you doing over there? I knew ecological was wrong. I knew it. It's a covert op. Ecological is a covert ops to I knew that stuff wasn't real. Keith Krikorian might win an EBI. Yeah. Nah, he gonna take Gianni, bro. We got Shintaro and Mr. Rahadi, Dr. Rahadi, actually. What they talking about?
Dr. Roddy Ferguson, and I'm here with Shintaro, a guy, one of the best when it comes to quality information and judo on the planet.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Big question today. What's the difference between judo and BJJ?
The two things. Listen, judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu are the same exact. Want to have an argument or a discussion about the difference in the culture of the two. But I do want to say this. Even though judo kind of came up with judo, the terms jiu-jitsu and judo were synonymous with each other until like the 1950s. All right. And then the terms kind of split. But when you look at the film and you look at the old school text, if you go to My Cellular Video by Koizumi, you look at the text by Kyo Kano, you'll see the De La Hiva, you'll see butterfly guard, you'll see the Kote Waza, the wrist locks, you'll see the Ashigarami, the leg locks. There is no move that is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that is not in Judo. So there's always going to be evolutions in terms of movements, but the core moves of judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu are 100% absolutely the same. And to say that Brazilian jiu-jitsu is not judo is just disingenuous at this particular point.
Some could say that jiu-jitsu is the real judo. We're not ready for that talk. Don't come after me, judo people. Shintaro says, judo and jiu-jitsu share the same roots, but Dr. Rahadi explains that the true difference is in the sport, not the art. I mean, as far as I know, we can do everything from the original judo. The only thing we can't do is Kani Basami, but nobody can do Kani Basami. All this fire between judo and jiu-jitsu, and I'll be honest, it's usually coming from one direction. It's coming from judo to jiu-jitsu, because most jiu-jitsu people don't even think about judo. We can't name 1 or 2 or 3 judo people. Most jiu-jitsu people follow wrestling more than they follow judo, so I don't know what to say, at least in America here. Someone says no. No, excuse me. No, BJJ isn't not. No, BJJ is not judo in the modern era. No matter how you put it, same roots, different sport. It's not only the moves and names that constitute a martial art, but also culture. Culture between the two is very vastly different. Says BJJ stands on its own. All judo and wrestling can be practiced in jiu-jitsu. Not true the other way around. That's true. We can do, when you do ADCC, you can basically do whatever you want. You can almost kill a dude out there. IBJF done killed.
I'm here with Centauro.
I lost my placing. Precisely, definitely false. BJJ doesn't stand though. It's incomplete. You can stand. That's the thing. And it's desperately trying to add wrestling and judo stand up to the state. Are you sure? That's a rage bait. Same art, different sports. BJJ is judo, Nawaza. Great explanation, gentlemen. Someone says, I made the transition to BJJ as a brown belt in judo and was surprised by how many skills transferred over. However, I had to adapt to new technique like working from my back and developing a guard. Each martial art has its own rules requiring a unique set of skills, 2 sides of the same coin. Someone says, I'll keep it short and keep it short and sweet and say, I completely understand Tampa, Florida judo. Rahadi is saying here, and I am in agreement in regards to the sport and martial arts. So, some of the old school gyms, we used to practice a lot of throws, Seyanagi, Osoto, Uchimata, Kochigari. Now, most of the schools nowadays, they don't practice anything. They don't do throws. They don't do takedowns. And it's really hard because, a lot of the classes are 1 hour, 2 hours. Usually the class is 1 hour. You don't have enough time to work in 1 hour. So, it's like a lot of the old techniques I had to work on my own. Even at Iron Horse, I don't know if we work. Maybe they do some drills, but some schools don't even shrimp or anything, and then people be upset when people don't know how to do this stuff. I always tell you guys to cross train. I've been up to Colton Brown's. I'll go to wrestling clinics. I'll do some Muay Thai, kickboxing. So I'm not sure when everybody became so sectioned off, because when I was coming up, we all cross trained. That was the whole point of doing martial arts. Oh, I want to learn how to do the ground. Oh, I want to learn striking. I want to learn how to do this. I want to learn how to do that. So it's more modern times where people, even in jiu-jitsu, they say, oh, I'm a no-gi guy. Oh, I'm a gi guy. I'm like, shut up and do both. Do everything. Why are you putting limits on yourself? Makes no sense to me. Go train. We got Black Cat Jiu-Jitsu. You guys know Black Cat is Adam Benioun. You guys maybe have seen him. He's competed a lot over the years. You guys don't know anybody, but he's a really good guy. He used to train at Marcelo's and Lucas's. So he's working on his school renovations right now. People say that BJJ is incomplete or dumb when we can do whatever we want. It's the limits of a person's skill that is incomplete. And I'll be honest, usually it's a skill set. You know, say IBJF made takedowns worth 4 points. All right, let me do the takedown. Or ADCC said you can't pull guard, you get -1. All right, let me do some takedowns. It's all about the rule set that kind of guides. Same thing with judo. The Olympic rule set guides the whole judo, the sport of judo. So when they say you can't grab the leg, you don't grab the leg no more. They say you can't grab the collar with 2 hands, you can't grab the collar with 2 hands no more. So the sports are perfect. It's just us. We're humans. We're imperfect. So. Let's see. Can you find that video of let's see, YouTube? We kind of hit all my stories today. I never hit all my stories. Because I used to feel those time constrictions when I was teaching. Classes go fast. Yeah, you know, a lot of schools are 1 hour now. A lot of the schools are 1 hour, so it's kind of hard to pack in too much. You can't even warm up in 1 hour. A warm up take about 5 to 10 minutes to warm up. Then water break, another about 5 minutes of water breaks. You had 10, 15 minutes easy. Technique, you show maybe 1 or 2 techniques. Half the class gone, and then, you know, people want to roll for at least 30 minutes. So it's hard to pack in those longer classes, you know. I see more. I wish more schools would add longer classes, but most people want to do in 1 hour and get in and get out. Most people ain't got the attention span to train to do a class for over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But when I was coming up, it was always like that. And we couldn't listen to music. We couldn't listen to music in class. You guys got it good. I had to listen to people breathe for about a decade. I had to listen to people breathing. That was all the music we got. Couldn't listen to no music. People farting, snoring, snorting. Just as when I learned BJJ, I'm going to relearn judo, learn Ludo Libre, MMA, and Muay Thai. Well, just start watching it now, man. Get your brain ready for it. Yeah, and the schools follow the rule set. But the old school, I do miss the old school training. You know, we had to learn everything. We had belt tests. You had to know judo throws, self-defense, takedowns, escapes. This is definitely not the video you were looking for.
On our last video, to show you the legitimacy of my...
I remember the story you're talking about. I just can't find it. I can't find it. Hey, that's what it is. I can't remember the story now. Oh, I remember that one.
And what I'm doing today is I am advancing myself in rank.
No!
One World Jiu-Jitsu started about a year ago in July when I left another academy. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for about 30 years. I started in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. I left the mats for a period of time. I then went back and started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 2011 under the ranks or supervision of a couple Brazilian professors. And the reason I started my own school was because I did not like what I saw. I did not like, forgive the term, but the Brazilian priesthood, the Brazilian hierarchy. And so I started an academy where not only would I recognize myself and my achievements or efforts, but all of us would. Okay, so no longer are you in a place where another man will evaluate. Okay, now I won't be placing the belt on you. If you stay long enough to be ranked,
you will place your own belt on you.
That is a really great example of a horrible idea.
Lewis knows this, he's seen it. Andrew, who was promoted to blue belt, what I do is I throw out the belt, and if he's ready, he puts it on. So I'll be 51 in December. The young men who promoted me earlier on when I was training under them were children when I began training in jiu-jitsu. And I soon learned after training under them that they were not men of great character. So when I started my own school and I searched around for other men that I perhaps could train with, unfortunately I found none. I found that I was in academies where other men's pictures were on the wall. And these were men of Brazilian descent who were jiu-jitsu heroes, I guess, but they weren't the men who were my heroes, such as the man I spoke of, my great uncle, who gave his life so I could reach this point in my life, so I could know what true freedom was about. Okay, so today I'm going to make that statement. I'm going to take this belt off that was placed on me by another. That will never happen again. I'm going to place this belt on. Now, in case anybody's wondering about whether or not you can just go out to the store and buy a belt, okay, and step on the mat. Okay, the one thing about jiu-jitsu is it's about truth. All right, you cannot put a black belt, a blue belt on, a brown belt, or anything else and step on the mat and not expect yourself to be revealed. For me to get to this spot, it took me 30 years. It took me 5 years of hard work, 4 to 5 days of training once I step back on the mat again. The last 2 years from purple to brown has been nothing but 5 days a week training. As I said, starting up my own school, and it requires a curriculum. It requires myself to be honest with myself. I wrote on Facebook about a year ago stating that truth would no longer be hidden from the people that I had relationships with. There's no compromise in the truth. Okay, so today when I place this on, I place it on with all of these sentiments in mind. We're going to begin class shortly, but I wanted everybody to be a witness to it and what happens here. So if you all should, Mike or Lewis or any of you should remain as students of One World Jiu-Jitsu, you will recognize what I say when the moment comes for you to place the belt on yourself and not me. Okay? That's it.
Doesn't this all seem familiar? Wasn't Moneyberg defending himself? And, he had all the people he gave money to defending him. Had Mikey over there defending him. Had Jake Shields over there defending him. I didn't hear Gordon or Danaher saying nothing, but you guys get my point. We've got a lot of delusional people in this sport. They don't want to put the work in. They feel they deserve this, they deserve that. That's just how it is. And I call people out. They be yelling at me. I say, hey, bro, you ain't the belt you think you are. You a white belt, really. You a blue belt, maybe. I can't find the one from Lebanon, Texas. Where is that? Couldn't find that one. Yeah, I couldn't find it somewhere. All right, guys, it's almost time in. I'm about to get out of here and get some food. We covered a lot of stories. We talked about Khabib. Can I find that video again? We talked about Khabib on McGregor. He told McGregor to get his act together. He never gonna get his act together, man. I'm kind of afraid to play any of these clips. They're gonna get me with copyright.
So personal things about his family, and he was talking about things that were being alleged about you. And do you regret any of that? Do you wish in hindsight it didn't get that personal about his family, the religion, all that, the dad?
Yeah, so some of the things maybe too far, but hey, it is what it is, and it's the fight business. At the end of the day, it went the way it went.
so personal, things about his family, and he was talking about things that were being alleged about you. And do you regret any of that? Do you wish in hindsight it didn't get that personal about his family, the religion, all that, the dad?
Yeah, so some of the things maybe too far, but hey, it is what it is, and it's the fight business. At the end of the day, it went the way it went.
So personal.
I don't think, sometimes that CTE, it changes their brain. Look at BJ Penn and some of these other people. And that's why you see reckless behavior. Look at John Jones, McGregor. They out here being violent and aggressive. And, MMA is already violent and aggressive. But whatever type of damage they take in that, I think that it just makes it worse and concentrates that. And there's a reason you don't see too many of those old fighters anymore. I saw something with, what was it, Chuck Liddell?
He threw a nice hard knee, and because I'd seen it all his fights, he won with knees, so I expected hard knees, but...
I mean, specifically, probably not.
Yeah.
Like, specifically, but yeah, that's happened.
Do people try to... It was nice to know, he gave me a clean shot to the body, and I could take it, so...
And what he's saying is somebody was messing with somebody, I got up, and a lot of times that's what I do with my...
He threw a nice hard knee, and because I'd seen it all his fights, he won with knees, so I expected hard knees, but...
And I'm excited. I'm just excited to be there.
Now, you say that you've wanted to fight in Ontario for
Full stability.
And what does this do?
It makes me not want to beat you.
Now I'm getting ready to train at my school, the Madu Academy.
Of all the sports I really like, boxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu.
Like, it look like you got calm. Like, I don't get excited.
And I'm excited. I'm just
I was a split decision. I thought I beat him all 3 rounds. Again, second round was iffy, but still I thought I landed more bigger shots. I train, even if I don't compete competitively, I train the same way I train as when I was fighting pro.
Early on in my career, I had the chance to go test a group of MMA fighters together, and just looking at these biomarkers of brain injury, and they were young. I mean, we're talking 18 to 25-year-olds that were, what they used to basically call punch drunk. Just early signs of neurodegeneration. It's really tough to see. So I have a love-hate relationship with that, because the sport of MMA is so exciting. It's fun to watch. It's a lot of energy, but you can pay a heavy price for it sometimes too.
I was a split decision. I thought I beat him all 3 rounds. Again, second round was...
I mean, drugs don't help either.
When I first came on your
most dangerous.
Yeah, the drugs.
Childhood ruined. No.
The drugs don't help. None of this stuff helps.
There was a guy named Meldrick Taylor who was an Olympic gold medalist, elite boxer, and now there's been interviews with him, and it's the most depressing thing. He had one fight with Julio Cesar Chavez where he was knocked out with 2 seconds to go in the last round, but Meldrick was never the same again. He literally can't form sentences. He can't get words out. It sounds like he just drank 5 bottles of vodka.
People say a lot of things about me, about my career. I shouldn't be fighting no more. And it's not true. So I'm here to prove myself that I'm still the same fighter.
See, that's 10 years.
And he's still saying he wants to go fight.
There was a guy named Meldrick Taylor.
We got Nighttime World. What's up? Konnichiwa. Or whatever time of day. It's nighttime over there. Nobody can understand Chuck. There was a Japanese fighter the last story. There was a Japanese fighter that passed away recently. Let's see. Boxer. Really, really recently. It says 2 Japanese. I'll read this and that'll be it for today, guys. I gotta go get some food. It says 2 Japanese boxers die from brain injury suffered on same fight card. Wow, 2? Oh yeah. Oh my God. Japanese boxers Shigetoshi Kotari and Hiromasa Urikawa have died following brain injury sustained while competing on the same card, although in different fights, in Tokyo, August 2nd of August. Kotari, 28, went to a 12-round draw against Oriental and Pacific Boxing Federation junior lightweight champion Yamato Hata and lost consciousness shortly after the fight. He underwent brain surgery to treat a subdural hematoma, so blood bleed, in which blood collects between the skull and the brain. And on Friday, it was announced he had died as a result of the injury. Rest in peace, the World Boxing Organization wrote in social media. That don't help him. The boxing world mourns the tragic passing of Japanese fighter Shigetoshi Kotari, who succumbed to injuries sustained during his August 2nd title fight. A warrior in the ring, a fighter in spirit. Gone too soon. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, team, and entire Japanese boxing community. Urakawa, also 28, died Saturday after sustaining brain injuries in his knockout loss to Yoji Saito. Urakawa underwent a craniotomy. I guess they cut some of the brain or the cranium to also treat a subdural hematoma. Surprise, surprise, same thing. They just did they copy and paste the same? I know it's not funny, but they copy and pasted the same response. I mean, you guys got to do something in boxing. I'm not sure what the Japanese boxing, what liability they have, or what the ring, the referees or anybody has. But this stuff is real. It's real. I tell you guys, live healthy lives, be safe out here. All right, guys, that's it. Basically, we'll be live streaming all Monday through Friday. I'm not sure exactly the time. Whenever I wake up and get on here. If you guys want to sponsor the channel, please check out BJJ Mental Models, or just tell people about the live stream. That goes a long way. Just tell people about the live stream. Tell them, hey, there's a crazy live stream about jiu-jitsu out here. Also, don't forget about Heath Pedigo. He needs a new eyeball or eye surgery. So, if you can donate or share the link. Otherwise, that's it, guys. Stay healthy for Handsome Tuesday. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. Be safe. Be healthy. Stay out of trouble. And that's it, man. I'll see you guys.